Do you remember a fallen man with no escape? It seems he lives in yesterday, If you played away, well, I forgive you once again. I'm losing patience, and I know for sure that we've been right here before. I see the dangers, baby, I'm not crying over you. There's no point denying we're through, 'cause baby, I'm not crying over you. There's just shit that I've gotta do, so I'm not crying. Just sleeps away at a meager forest break, and I'm quite sure, like a human chess piece I've been playing, you're coming back for more. Do you remember?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into round number 1 of the 2020 Ride365.com Nationals NMX Simulator. My name is Kellen Brauer, and we are here live bringing you the action from WW Ranch. It's the Florida National tonight, and we're going to have a blast, of course. Everybody always loves when Nationals comes back around, and we're getting kicked off with a good track on hand tonight. We'll get down to the track in just a minute, but I wanted to show you guys qualifying times before we get too deep into things, because this 250 class will be coming up first. We're going to be joining us here for the 250 action all the way through till about an hour and a half from now, and then the 450 class will go after that. So it's going to be Consolation race, both 250 motos, and then another brand new UID grab right into the 450 Consolation race, and then the 450 motos. So if you're just joining us for the first time ever and you've never seen this before, that's how the format will work tonight. But let's take a look at qualifying times in this 250 division to get us kicked off here tonight. And it was Bryce Whelan, fastest qualifier on a 2:01.4 to a 2:01.5. Out of Isaiah Dickerson, Payson Johnson, Tanner Rogers, Daniel Mills. A lot of these guys that we've been seeing battling up at the front in this GP division of late, already having a mainstay here in this 250 division early on. But I wanted to focus on, of course, down here a little bit further, because Kamar Glover in 36 there would actually be our last entry qualified directly into the motos. So everybody behind him, like Ashton Rakowski, Julian Bomer, Trevor Schaefer, Daniel Paz, and going on down the list here, are headed to this Consolation race that we're about to watch. It's going to be 4 laps, 4 riders going into the final 4 spots in the 250 motos that are coming up. So we'll want to keep an eye on those riders. But let's go ahead and jump into the server if I can. Looks like they're getting re-racked right now. But so glad you guys could join us here tonight, of course, live on Star Your System. So glad to be bringing the Nationals again. We've had the GPs for the last couple weeks, and it's been good. It's been a lot of fun, obviously, streaming the GPs, but I think everybody always loves the more American-based stuff like the Nationals. So we're getting back at it with the Nationals tonight. Consolation race about to go down. Wanted to give a quick mention before we get started tonight. I'm wearing my SYS t-shirt right here. If you guys want to go down to the description below and check out our merchandise store, you could get this very t-shirt right here, or you could get a coffee mug, you could get tank tops, you could get sweatshirts, and just rep our brand. That'd be really cool. It helps us out a little bit as well, but it's just cool that we have some merchandise now, so I wanted to share that with you guys before we get started here tonight. So are you guys ready? Are you excited? I don't know why I just got kicked out. There we go. Okay. Looks like the Consi guys are already out there for their parade lap. They're going to get the Consolation race started in just a minute, and then we will stream you all the way through here tonight until, well, pretty much like 3.5 hours from now. We're going 3.5 straight hours of motocross here in WW Ranch. Very interesting racetrack this week. Obviously, this is based off the 2019 WW Ranch track, so it's just like kind of flat, sandy-based track. A lot of big ruts in the corners already. And, of course, the road system will develop the track a little bit further as the night goes on. So I think track development is going to be a big talking point tonight. Obviously, a good start's going to be huge. But this first turn is a long left-handed sweeper into a switchback right-left complex as Chandler Bloxham does a front flip over the little style jump here in the middle. But WW Ranch, excited to get Nationals kicked off here. Of course, we're going to have Nationals here pretty much every following week from here on out, and it's going to be Wednesday nights that we'll be doing the Nationals. This is a exclusive Tuesday night only National, the only Tuesday night National we'll do this entire year. Everything after this will be on Wednesday evenings. Also wanted to give a really quick mention before everything gets crazy here tonight that there is a possibility I will not be streaming anything next week. I'm going to try to have someone fill in for me if I'm not here. But my daughter is supposed to be due next Wednesday night when this race would be going off next Wednesday. So just wanted to shout that out real quick just so that everybody knows. But I will try to get the races out, whether it's me streaming them later or someone else streaming in my place. We're off and running in the Consolation race here in the 250 division at WW Ranch, and it's going to be Brandon Nygren getting the whole shot here with Jake Kazarian right behind him. It's a pretty close battle. A lot of people kind of mixed in here, and it looks like we only got about 10, 11 guys lining up for this Consolation race, but of course, only 4 going through into the actual motos. So these guys are going to be fighting tooth and nail for every spot on the racetrack right now. So look at this little freight train action already coming over these first little hills in the middle here, but it is still Nygren out front with Kazarian right behind him trying to find an opening there. We've got Daniel Paz trying to sneak down the inside, and Alex Kerr on the 352 is also mixed in. We just saw a rider go down back there. That was Michael LaCour on the LMR Kawasaki. Just a reminder to everybody that's watching this broadcast, if you want to have your skins be on the stream, you have got to get your skins into the Race Factory Gaming motocross skins thread. There's a GP skins thread, and then there's a national skins thread. So you got to get, even if you race GPs, please still put your skins in the other skins thread so I can get everything. We got a rider down. It was Kazarian. Kazarian drops out a second. He's going to lose a couple spots here. And it looks like Alex Kerr just moved back into the final transfer spot. Matt Model trying to give chase, and Kazarian now coming through behind. We got another rider down. Who is that? That is Daniel Paz sideways in the tracks. Oh, and Model, just as he got there to make the move, goes down himself. So Paz gets up. Looks like he is still in that final transfer spot. And Kazarian giving chase from behind on the 128 Spicewood machine. Ooh, but he is lagging up a storm right now. Daniel Paz getting all out of shape as well. And who else is down? Trent Adams down in the rollers here, so he's going to fall out of transfer spot. He goes back to 5th, and Chandler Bloxham's trying to close up behind as well. So Kazarian goes right back into that final spot, and he's trying to keep tabs on Daniel Paz just ahead of him. Alex Kerr further up the road, and Brandon Nygren on the Dixieland Power Sports 510 has opened up a sizable lead at the front here. Exactly what he was hoping to do, over 6 seconds out front. So Nygren pulling away, Alex Kerr not too far behind. Alex Kerr, though, is Daniel Paz and Jake Kazarian. Oh, and Trent Adams has gone down again. So Trent Adams on that 50, that is not what he was hoping for. And Bloxham just crashed in the exact same spot, so it allowed Darius Peterson and Matt Model to go back by, and all these guys have now dropped way off the back of Kazarian. Kazarian still trying to go after Paz. Opening round here of the 2020 Ride365.com Nationals, the Florida National at WW Ranch, kicking off this season. And these 250 riders are eager to make it into the motos. Consolation race going down right now. 4 riders will go through after this 4-lap affair is complete, and we'll jump right into those 250 motos. Looks like Brandon Nygren has lost a little bit of time out front, and he doesn't have quite the same lead he did, and Alex Kerr is trying to take advantage of that. Maybe close up and get a pass done. A win is a win, as they say, and even if it's in a consolation race, it still feels nice to pick up a race victory. Kerr a little slow to get into that corner. Looks like he just was trying not to blow the rut. Paz and Kazarian still giving chase here, and Matt Model has dropped well off now. He's 25 seconds off the lead, and he is 16 seconds off of Kazarian in fourth. So this entire group back here is looking at a trip to the hauler after this one. And if they can't get things moving in the right direction quickly, they're going to have to hope for some crashing out ahead of them. And Kazarian is definitely quite close to Paz. They're all comfortable in transfer spot right now, but that does not mean that it'll stay this way, especially if Kazarian starts putting pressure on Paz for that third spot. At least right now, Paz is holding Kazarian off quite well. Still have Alex Kerr up here in the 2 ride, and Nygren out front. He's led since the gate dropped. Let's see if he can hold it on the rest of the way. He's got about a lap and a half still to run here. Fairly long lap time, as we showed with the qualification lap times just a moment ago. Over 2-minute lap times here, even for the fastest riders in this 250 division. Nygren's holding steady, but Kerr is coming. Do a little lap time check here in the Consolation race. A 2:11 flat to a 2:13.3, so definitely Kerr is on the move. And he's got this thing closed down to just under 2 seconds at this point. And the track definitely not as worn in as they probably would hope. Track resets after every single race, including after this Consolation race. So as we head into the first 250 moto, it'll be a completely clean track once again, and these guys need to re-break in all these ruts that they're trying to develop right now. But by the end of that 250 moto, it'll be a doozy. Kerr's definitely closed up quite a bit here. He just made a small bobble though and lost some time going up the hill. Scrubs down at the top, and Nygren is off the track. He is outside of the corner here, and that's going to give Kerr the lead as he comes across the finish line jump to start the final lap of the race. Nygren drops back to the 2 spot, and Daniel Paz now comes across in 3rd. And Paz just going to try to keep Nygren honest here, as is Kazarian, because they are still well ahead of Chandler Bloxham, who is essentially just racing for this 5th spot at this point and hoping, really against hope at this point, that Kazarian or Paz or even Nygren up there now just completely fold up on this last lap. They'd have to crash a couple times to fall all the way back there, so they seem pretty safe in these positions. Nygren's holding steady. Looks like he's got his wits about him again. Regrouped very nicely here to get comfortably back into second. He's opened up a 4-second gap on Kazarian, and honestly, he's keeping Kerr honest. Oh, but he goes down just as I say that. He clips a hay bale. That is going to give Kazarian the 2 spot, and Paz is down here. I'll tell you what, folks, this is going to get interesting. Chandler Bloxham coming into the picture here. Daniel Paz just getting going. This is going to be a short gap now suddenly, as here comes Bloxham, and he's bringing Trent Adams with him. It is only a 7-second gap now. Paz has really got to tighten the sphincter here and hold off this late charge, and hopefully in his case not crash once more. Through the rollers one last time, and you can see Bloxham and Adams both charging in the background. That gap is about 7 seconds. It's essentially the length of that roller section, as they are both not too far off the back there. In fact, they're battling with each other at this point. Oh, don't take each other out, boys. You still have another spot you need to go get. Paz is holding steady, though. And into the final corner up front, the Takatoji 352 of Alex Kerr brings it home. He is going to head to the motos with the win here in the Consi. Just beats out Kazarian over the line, and Nygren crosses the line 3rd. Here is Paz. He's got to make it one more corner. Just take it nice and easy over this jump. He's going to swing wide and hit this line clean. Man, he actually ripped that corner. Definitely took it a lot faster than I would have with the last transfer spot on the line, but he goes through. Bloxham is going to just beat Adams to the line in the battle of two people that are headed back to the semi now. Matt Model comes across 7th. Joe Wagner looks like he'll end up 8th. Darius Peterson 9th. Michael LaCour 10th out of this one, and there was indeed only 10 people that started this race. So we just got to wait for Wagner across the finish line to get off his cuts. And confirmed, Paz, Nygren, Kazarian, and Kerr headed to the motos. Well, a good way to kick off the night so far with a nice little relaxing consolation race. Wasn't too tenseful in the end, but it did get a little bit close, and I can guarantee you the action is going to be a lot closer here coming up in this 250 Motocross Championship. We have some heavy hitters on hand. We're going to bring you guys all the action here live straight through for the next 3 hours of coverage. 250 Moto number 1 coming up next. They will go 30 minutes plus 2 laps. Then we will have a short 5-minute intermission and then right into 250 Moto number 2. And then we will have a small intermission ourselves. We'll go away. We actually won't shut the broadcast down, but we'll just be back and come back on the other side of that with 450 Consolation race and 450 Moto 1 and Moto 2. So don't touch that URL bar. We're not going anywhere tonight, folks. We are live here at WW Ranch for round number 1 of the Ride365.com Nationals. And we're going to jump into the 250 motos, I think right about now, maybe? Maybe while we're waiting here, I can try to show you guys around this track very, very terribly real quick. Give you a third person's perspective. Like I said, long first-hand, left-handed sweeper. And you're going to see what guys trying to double this through here. Just carry speed into these ruts. And these ruts aren't really that well formed early on. They definitely have to dig them in as the race goes on. Some tricky rollers coming down the other side here. Oh, that's not a good line there. Coming out of this U-turn, there's like a little triple line. I guess it's like a table, I guess, into another big table, but it's almost like a triple. It's got a little camel hump in the middle of it. You want to get down to the inside here and try to carry momentum, a little uphill into a downhill on the other side here, and then this is kind of just like a little riser hill, and I'm going to crash again. Oh, I saved it. But you'll want to land inside and hit that kind of anthill into this single. So you guys trying to tuck far inside here. The dirt is very dark. For the comparison around the racetrack, it gets dark in some sections, it gets really light in some sections, but that's just kind of the nature of Florida dirt. It always has kind of that changing texture to it a little bit. It's kind of got that like wood chip look in some areas, but then it's got like that deep dark sand in some areas as well. A little double here in the back. Man, I'm riding like poop. Little roller section here in the back into this kind of floater single, and then pick your rut. There's a ton of them, and you got to get a good drive in this section because it's just rollers all the way kind of to the other side of the track here. Oop. Come on, how am I gonna fall there? Clip the SpongeBob on the inside and went down. Man, SpongeBob, I have not said that thing in a while. I used to have a texture file that covered up the yellow SpongeBobs in here with actual SpongeBob, but I guess I took that out of my folder. Big kind of quad thing in the back here. Again, try to carry your speed through these corners, and then there's a big floater table in the middle there. We got a good whip cam on that. Again, if I was drinking and I wasn't trying to not drink because my wife might give birth at any moment, so I don't want to be drunk when we need to go to the hospital, I would definitely be doing some shots for dualies, or at least for a beer drink for dualies or something like that, just to keep things fun. Man, I sound drunk already. I'm not really drunk. But not tonight. Sometime soon, though. It would have been a good track for it, though, because that table is humongous. Great to see everybody here tonight, though. 169 nice live viewers right now. And I think you guys are getting jived and jazzed up here for this first round of Nationals. This is going to be crazy action. 30 minutes plus 2. wide open, and some of the best MX Simulator players in the world on hand, ready to do battle right into your living room tonight. So what is going to happen? Loading, loading, loading. Oh man, the glory of getting everybody's gear and bikes and helmets and wheels in this game is it is just impossible to load in. I think you could have the best computer in the world, highest end processor, best graphics card, most amount of RAM, whatever, and you would still probably get close to timing out with everybody's skins in this game. It's ridiculous. And the real problem, again, is everybody has to scram their files these days, which I get because, you know, so many people sell models. It wasn't a problem back when I really raced that much, but you know, everybody scrams files now because people rip SAFs and then they steal the models, but you can't rip a scram file SAF, so I get it. Just for me, it makes it load 3 times as long because everything is a scram file. Guess now is a good time as any to tell you guys, if you haven't already, head over to mxsimulator.com, and if you don't have the game, try out the demo. It's not quite like the full game, but it'll give you a little taste of what this game's about. Kind of just some bland basic models, and I think the demo still only comes with some Supercross tracks, Rabbit Hill, and X1B Park, but hey, I mean, I started with the demo. I had a fun time playing the demo, and then lo and behold, 9 years later, I'm still talking about this game. So there you go. There we go. Loaded in. And ready to go. Ready to watch these dudes get after it today. That is your 250 Motocross Moto 1 lineup. Of course, Bryce Whelan goes to the line first with the fastest qualifier time. It's really okay, Josh. I appreciate that you do that, but I have so many scrammed file skin packs anyway that I don't know if one unscrammed skin pack would make a difference. I mean, maybe it would, so it'd be really nice of you, but don't break your back over it. All right, it's time for the first gate drop of 2020 in the Pro Motocross Championship. Let's go racing in Florida. It's WW Ranch. Oh, it's a land rush in this 250 class to the first corner, and it looks like it's a Suzuki that gets there first. It's frantic action. It was actually Roy Mitchell who got there, but Bryce Whelan with that first gate pick picks up the whole shot award in the first National of the Year, and already getting passed back by Roy Mitchell, who hopped across the inside. Let's see if he holds into the next corner. He does. Roy Mitchell continues to lead, getting a great jump there, and Whelan trying to swing around the outside, almost getting passed down the inside by Braden Carter, who has switched up to this QM1 team to start this outdoor campaign. And frantic action here early on as our top 3 have already established a small gap, but it is still Roy Mitchell. Big Asian guy, classic OG MX Simulator player. Out front on the number 25, Jack Daniels Racing, System Decal, Suzuki Factory Racing. It's like the Rocky Mountain KTM WPS ATVMC.com. It's the longest name ever, but I love it. Roy Mitchell continuing to lead here, and Whelan under attack. Braden Carter trying to sneak into the mix. It's Cale Braden in 4th and Sean Klein in 5th in the early goings here. We'll have to look through the field to see some of our other fastest qualifiers. But of course, Bryce Whelan was your fastest qualifier. He runs 2nd. How about Roy Mitchell, though? Great start for the number 25. Just controlled it all the way down the start straightaway into that first turn. And he will reap the benefits of it here on lap number 1 as he brings it around through the rollers. Look at this. Whelan's trying to make a run for it here before the finish line jump. Oh, man, Roy Mitchell hopping across the inside there big time. Down to the inside and 1 lap in the books here at WW Ranch. It is still Roy Mitchell, but here comes Whelan down the inside on the 34. Let's see, he's going to try the far inside. Mitchell goes middle outside-ish, and it will be Whelan taking the lead, but look at Carter on the 32s trying to get back in there. And all these guys are going to go way to this outside and then kind of arc back across the track to try to double this little gapper right here. And this is the exact same spot Mitchell got him on the first lap. Look at that. Almost got him again. Kind of hopping through that inside anthill and landing in the second rut. But Whelan with a nice outside move was able to just keep it on a little bit longer and hold the position. So Mitchell settles back into the 2 ride. Carter just made a small mistake. He's still back there in 3rd. And then here is Cale Braden with Sean Klein and Benjamin Saves on the 165 right behind him. And Saves looking down the inside as Klein gets a great drive around the outside and might have a move on Cale Braden here. As the number 10 goes to the inside of the 233 and gets that pass done. Sean Klein, a perennial championship contender, has finished 2nd in the series several times, has won a lot of motos as well. We're going to start off on the right foot here with a early 4th place run. Benjamin Saves back here. We got Luke Magnetti with Isaiah Dickerson on the 26 giving chase. Oh, and Magnetti goes down. So Trevor Spencer, Cooper Hunt, James Wilcox, John Heilman, Jacob Hubbard, Trent Shepard are all going to go by. And I think Daniel Mills is going to be the first guy not to get around Magnetti. But he's coming through here on the 31 on that Jack Daniels racing machine. Oh, and just as I say that now, Daniel Mills goes down. So Dylan Love goes on by, as does Zoe Cross. Lewis Williams just hits the deck. And we got Andrew Peekman going through. Tyron Tomich is back here, so you get a glimpse of some of the other guys here. Ashton Rakovsky made it into the motos. Kamar Glover, Alex Kerr. There's D-Mills getting up. Ethan Gerst, Medina. Here's Lewis Williams from his crash. Brandon Nygren, Tanner Rogers. Alexander, look at Tyler Lang is way back here. Your current points leader in the GP championship on the number 14 MV Films ride is all the way off the back end of the pack here. Jonathan Alexander, Neil Fitzpatrick, Colby Eaglin back here as well in the 24. Cavacuti, Luke Sullivan. These are some big names we're seeing towards the back here. Trevor Burns and Chase Donovan rounding it out back here. We'll have to keep an eye on some of their progress through the field. Out front, though, it's still Whelan. And this could be a brand new Bryce Whelan out front right here. He always gets good starts, so that's not out of the ordinary, but he hasn't always been the fastest guy in qualifying, and right now he's proven he can get good starts, be fastest in qualifying, and perhaps pull away with a convincing Moto 1 victory in the first race of the year. Right now, Whelan just trying to kind of stretch out his lead just a little bit. It is still Mitchell in 2nd. Braden Carter is giving him fits here on the 32. Carter trying to close up that gap just a little bit, and all these guys just trying to keep the power down. It almost seems, on this 250 at least, a little bit more beneficial to try to make a rhythm out of these rollers so you get that power down just a little bit longer instead of bouncing between each one. So you see them kind of doubling their way all the way through those sand rollers. Carter putting the pressure on Mitchell. Doesn't seem like he has a spot picked out yet where he thinks he's a little bit faster. I'd have to imagine Carter believes he can run the pace of Bryce Whelan out front. We saw it last night in the Grand Prix in Argentina. Braden Carter winning that second moto there. So he's fresh off of a victory and trying to continue on in this little hot streak that he has. outside move here. Mitchell went far inside there at the end of the first lap and got past. And right there, I think Carter went a little bit faster through this section. So I wonder if Mitchell, once he gets past, or if he gets past, I should say, by Carter, is going to pick up on that line and start swinging outside by the finish line jump and carrying momentum. I think right now he's currently just trying to focus on blocking the lines that Carter has. If he leaves the door wide open and lets Carter down the inside, it could be bad news, but Carter around the outside is going to make the move. But look at that pass back by Mitchell. Oh, across the track, and he goes off the track. A nice save, and fortunate for Carter to not get collected there, but he's going to go down anyway, and Mitchell goes right back by him. All the while, as they're messing about with each other, it's allowing Bryce Whelan to extend that lead out front. So he's got a nice gap going. Mitchell settles back into second. It's still Carter third. And now Isaiah Dickerson has caught up to them a little bit, and he's back here in fourth. Oh, and there is, on the outside there, Braden Carter has hit the deck. So not sure what happened there, but he's going to lose a spot to Cale Braden as well. And here comes a host of other riders, Trevor Spencer, Hubbard, and Benjamin Saves in a bit of a three-rider train here. I also see Sean Klein off the back of this group, so we had lost him from that top four early on. Must have had a fall somewhere. These guys worked their way through the rollers, and look at how close-knit this group is back here. Our leaders had kind of opened up a gap, but from about 4 on back to 12 right now, it's still quite close. And there is Carter down again, just picking the bike back up, but immediately loses 2 more spots and was almost in danger of losing a third one there. So just as we thought, Carter might be making a move on Roy Mitchell for second. Now finds himself drifting back down the order a bit here. Trying to size up something on Benjamin Saves. Start making some moves forward. Jacob Hubbard is still right on Cale Braden's tail feathers. Still early runnings though, long motos here. These 30 minutes plus 2 lappers. And we've only made it past the 8-minute and 40-second mark to this point as Braden blows the final corner. Allows Benjamin Saves through. Trevor Spencer, Sean Klein, Braden Carter has dropped a few more spots. He's now dealing with John Heilman and Cooper Hunt. James Wilcox is also coming into the mix here. So this entire little freight train playing some musical positions, and they're about to again as, oh, Trevor Spencer around the outside of Braden Carter. See if Carter uses an inside move here. He's trying to go far inside and make that rut stick, and just doesn't get it to work, but it looks faster. Kind of cool to see that these guys have picked up on some lines already that they feel may be a difference maker down the stretch, because a lot of guys have been swinging wide, but Carter there using an inside move might dig that rut out a little bit better. Look at how close-knit this battle is, like I said. Oh, Spencer getting a little hook in that rut, and Carter's going to try to go around the outside of him and lands in front of him and goes on through. So sends the SwapMotoLive.com rider back to battle with his teammate Heilman instead. Oh, we got contact up the road. That was Saves and Klein getting together. They both somehow stayed up, and Klein loses a couple positions out of it. Saves got the worst end of that because he actually slid out, but he gets up and he's still off the back of this group here. You can see him. He's actually side by side with, I think that might be Hubbard back there. No, it's James Wilcox on the 172 Mad Cape ride, but there is Saves still on the 165, and Hubbard is actually coming behind him there on the 46 VlastMX.com ride. Oh, and Saves just got a little sideways, so Hubbard's trying to jump over him, and he's going to get it. So still some chaotic action going on here in the mid-pack. Now Braden Carter setting his sights on Cale Braden. And back up front, it looks like Dickerson just got around Roy Mitchell to move into second. So Isaiah Dickerson on the number 26 MV Films ride has found his way into the second position, and Roy Mitchell trying to settle back into third now. It is still Bryce Whelan out front. Quick lap time check 11 minutes into this thing. 2:05.8 for your race leader and a 2:05.4 for Dickerson, but the better lap in terms of best overall time is a 2:04.1 from Whelan to the 2:04.5 out of Dickerson. Roy Mitchell had a bad last lap time by 2:09.5. Got a 2:11.6 out of Cale Braden, and Braden Carter just laid down a 2:07.3. He's done a 2:05.6, and he has got the fire in his belly here to go get Cale Braden. This would be for the 4th position on the racetrack. Look at this outside move, just carrying speed. Just got a wrong hook in that rut, though. Little double here, and you can see Sean Klein back there, and Carter loses the front end. He's going to try to get back on before Klein gets there, but the 10 machine, let's see, he's going to shut the door into the next corner, and he will get that pass back done. So Carter has kind of been yo-yoing through the top 5 here. And Cale Braden doing a nice job to hold the position. Oh, Klein down. Sean Klein hits the deck right in front of Carter. There goes Cooper Hunt. There goes James Wilcox, I believe that was. And Hubbard all goes through. A couple of Last MX teammates sandwiching the Mad Cape 172 of Wilcox here. And Wilcox now just goes down the inside of Cooper Hunt. Moves him back to have to deal with his teammate. Tight little section there, and everybody trying to find their way through. Here's Payson Johnson, second fastest qualifier tonight. Consistently not getting good starts in the GP Championship and now into the RF National Championship. We got riders down, though. Hubbard just hit James Wilcox. And that looks like, I think, Trevor Spencer and the 49 of Zoa Cross just went back by. No, it's Heilman, I should say, on the 191 SwapMotoLive.com machine. A little close battle going on back here. Hubbard off the back. There's Trevor Spencer. Daniel Mills, James Wilcox, Benjamin Saves, Sean Klein, all in a bit of a freight train here. Oh man, I thought Wilcox was laying on the back of Saves there. And then Saves whips it in his face a little bit. Like these line choices, there are so many options already developing. Not even yet halfway through the moto as Wilcox kind of forces his way down the inside of Saves and gets that pass completed. Now Daniel Mills just up the road of him. And Mills in his own right's trying to go after Trevor Spencer. So like I said, battles throughout the field and a fast racetrack that is ever changing as the road continues to wear in. You're seeing so many lines develop, and really just everybody's trying to find some different option that they can use every lap through. As Hubbard goes down the inside of Heilman to make the move. They have him and Zoa Cross have both moved around the 191. They're trying to run down Cooper Hunt just up the road. Here's Payson Johnson, as mentioned. Cale Braden still looks like he's running 4th. Or, I'm sorry, Braden Carter's running 4th now. Roy Mitchell still 3rd. Dickerson coming over the line, and Whelan still well out front as we creep up onto the halfway point of the moto. And we kind of already did it, but now as we have just hit the 15-minute mark, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on, I don't know, nothing, because it's not sponsored right now. So if anybody would like to sponsor the 15-minute mark of the moto, reach out to me, let me know. But it's Bryce Whelan continuing to lead here at the first round of the Ride365.com National Championship. 34 Panini Motorsports ride. Great start. Passed early on by Roy Mitchell, but got back around him a lap later. And it's kind of set sail. Unheated at the front, no pressure. Can just focus on his laps. Obviously, lap traffic may become a factor at some point, but right now, he's got to be loving this situation. First national of the season, first moto of the season, and he's got a comfortable lead working on Isaiah Dickerson, the number 26 MV Films rider, has clawed his way from a mid-pack-ish start just inside of the top 10 to find himself up to 2nd. He moved around Roy Mitchell a few laps ago, and Mitchell back here on the number 25 Jack Daniels SD Racing machine. Led early on, and he slowly drifted back to this 3rd spot, but he's doing a nice job of managing at this point and just trying to get this good result for the team in Back and forth, it's Braden Carter, who was at one point battling with Mitchell, then crashed his way back to about 8th. Worked his way back to 4th now and is still trying to run down Mitchell to get onto the box in this one. But the QM1 number 32, like I said, fresh team. Last week, he was a Panini Motorsports rider. And after, or actually during, the Grand Prix of the Netherlands, he was kicked off that team, has moved over to the QM1 program, and is already giving them some solid results after picking up a Moto 2 victory yesterday in Argentina. That is Mitchell that just got up in front of him. So let's come back to this battle as fast as possible. Oh, Cale Brayton, I just went back to him. He was in 5th. He is about to be passed by a whole host of people. Oh, my goodness. And then Hubbard goes down. So Payson Johnson, the privateer number 351, he actually moves up into 5th. He's ahead of Cooper Hunt on the VlastMX.com number 304. Running 6th. 7th is now Cale Brayton, Elevated Motorsports number 233. He's been running top 5 this whole moto until this very second. So that's a bit of a bummer for him, but he's trying to hold off Sean Klein. See if Klein gets this move. The ever good number 10 trying to get up into 7th is currently 8th. Benjamin Saves on the Architect number 165 is right behind him. There is Klein getting that double. Moves up to 7th. Cale Brayton now back to 8th. Benjamin Saves on the Architect machine, like I said, is in 9th. Here's Trevor Spencer. SwapMotoLive.com. Oh, my goodness. Saves and Braden. Oh, Braden. Nice pass to get him back into this corner. He controlled the inside and was telling Benjamin Saves, if you want to get around me, you're going to have to make it happen, sunshine. Look at this move, though. Saves, cuts underneath and gets that pass done. So Saves now moves up to 8th. It's Braden back to 9th. And rounding out the top 10 right now is Trevor Spencer on the SwapMotoLive.com number 192. Gosh, I don't want to switch away from this battle, though. This is a good one. Got a lapped rider moving out of the way. Nicely done for him. Cale Brayton gets a little out of shape, and Spencer and Zoe across behind him, trying to take advantage of it, and they're going to go inside here. Might get a drive on him. Oh, coming across, taking him down. Cale Brayton just moves left and completely ruins Trevor Spencer's day there. He's going to lose a lot of positions there. So resetting things, Benjamin Saves is 8th. Cale Brayton still is 9th. 10th is now Zoe Cross, but he's going to lose that spot, as now 10th is Luke Magnetti on the BPC number 107. Zoe Cross is 11th, the MXLocker.com number 49, but he just lost that spot as Colby Eaglin is charged all the way up. The Panini Motorsports number 24 was back as far as 30th early on, and he now finds himself in 11th. Incredible. Zoe Cross drops back to 12th. Daniel Mills on the Jack Daniels Racing number 31 moves into 13th. 14th for Trent Shepard on the QM1 number 55. 15th, Trevor Spencer back here on the SwapMotoLive.com number 192. 16th for his teammate on the 193, Lewis Williams. We got Tyler Lang on the MV Films number 14. Back here, running in 17th right now. 18th for Jacob Hubbard, VlastMX.com number 46. 19th goes to Tanner Rogers on the 499 Mad Cape ride. And 20th is now Jonathan Alexander on the QM1 CTF number 148. And that has been a top 20 rundown, which is actually... What? Chris Carlson FTFD just dropped $14.99 in chat. I don't know what 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on hooking it too soon. Like what, in the ruts? What does that mean? Oh my gosh, I must be too old for that. Anyway, shout out Chris Carlson for the $15 donation, basically. Really appreciate that. Big shout out. That is super awesome of you to donate. All right, so peeking back out front, 20 minutes have gone in this moto, almost 21 minutes actually now as I say that, and Whelan still leads, but this is getting a little tight down the stretch here. Isaiah Dickerson has clawed this thing down. The gap is now 4.7 seconds. He did a 2:10.1 to a 2:10 flat last time by, so they're kind of matching pace, and it seems like lap times are dropping as the track is kind of weathered a bit. But a 2:09.3 to a 2:15.1 is what the difference is right there. 6 seconds a lap faster. Must have been a fall that last time by for Bryce Whelan that allowed Isaiah Dickerson to really close this thing up. And now it's really close. Wow, under a second just like that. So definitely something just happened there with that lapped rider as Bryce Whelan now under heavy attack for the race lead. What has Dickerson got lined up here? This is really close action. Battle for the lead in WW Ranch, 22 minutes down. Only 8 minutes left to go. Who will it be between Bryce Whelan and Isaiah Dickerson? Well, that's what we're about to find out, people. That's what you tuned in for. Battles like this. Never want to miss a split second of it. That's why we're bringing it all to you guys live, uninterrupted. And it looks like Whelan, at least so far, has responded well to some of that pressure being applied by Dickerson. Even actually opened up a little bit of a gap on him, at least to the point where Dickerson probably can't make a move if he wanted to. Shout out Balin Jones dropping off $2 in the chat. Thanks, Balin. I appreciate that, buddy. He says he's out here watching motos, or out here motoing, I should say, between watching sim motos. So that's kind of cool. Wherever you are in this world today, always appreciate that you chose to stop by and watch the 2020 Ride365.com National Championship in MX Simulator. And right now you're being treated to a close battle for the lead here in 250 Moto number 1 as Bryce Whelan continues to lead, and he's trying to weave through some lap traffic here. All the while, Isaiah Dickerson would like to say something about it. Dickerson seems like he's a little better in the first half of the track. The long sweeper, then these kind of switchbacks through here. At least that last lap through, Whelan had things dialed. The second half of the lap opened up a little bit of a gap, but here again, Dickerson is getting awfully close. Still just kind of funneling into the same outside line, though. I wonder if he's just biding his time here. He may have lines he feels a little better about, a little more comfortable with, and he's just kind of waiting for the mistake to happen. Look at this again. Like I said, seems like this middle portion to the back second half of the track or so, Whelan has got stuff kind of dialed in. I'm not sure what he's doing that's significantly different, but at least right now he's just stretched that gap out enough that Dickerson, like I said last time through, isn't close enough really to think about making a move. It's basically just kind of yo-yoing at this point. So does Dickerson have something up his sleeve somewhere where he thinks he's faster? Clearly, it's the first half of the track somewhere. Big whip off of the tabletop there for Whelan. So I want to give a lap time check here because it seems like they haven't actually separated much time between each other. It's just that Dickerson gets so close in that first half of the track and then Whelan pulls it all back. So lap time check, 2:09.9, 2:09.6. So yeah, Dickerson gained 0.3 of a second that last lap, but it doesn't look that much different. It's still 1.5 second lead this time through as they go down by the mechanics area and onto the start straight here. So does Dickerson have something in these first couple corners that he really just has the upper hand on with Whelan, or did he just get them super clean? I mean, look at the drive he gets down the straightaway here. He's definitely closed up on Whelan quite a bit right there. down to almost a second. He's not as close as he was last time by through here. And then pretty much from not quite this corner, but the next one on, it seems like Whelan is able to stretch that gap back out. I always hate switching away from a battle for the lead when there's only a second or two between them. But this has just been a pretty constant situation for both of them. Nothing really super special. I guess we'll stick with Dickerson here for a bit of an on-board lap, as you can just see Whelan up the road. Kind of gives you an indication where the lines have really developed on this track, where these guys are trying to go. Dickerson just kind of stuffed the front end there a little bit, but actually didn't lose too much time. Oh, and there goes Whelan. Whelan has tucked the front wheel coming into the rollers, and just like that, Isaiah Dickerson has taken over the race lead. So Bryce Whelan has to go back to the drawing board here. Definitely seems like he has got the speed to run with Dickerson. But is that going to translate into him catching him again, as there's only a couple of minutes left to go, a little over 2.5 minutes left on the clock? How about Payson Johnson climbing his way all the way up to third, and not terribly far off our lead duo, as Roy Mitchell has dropped back to fourth now. Roy Mitchell in here, Braden Carter. Nice little scrub on the table there for Carter. Sean Klein now back here. He is in 6th on the ever good number 10. Shout out Eric Thompson, dropping off $2 in chat. Appreciate the donation. Thanks for streaming. You are the best, man. No, you, Mr. Eric Thompson, are the best, along with Balin Jones and my man from earlier, the man, the myth, the legend, Chris Carlson, dropping off donations like it's candy. I appreciate that. All that money is essentially going towards diapers right now, to be honest with you. We're pretty set with diapers for at least a little bit, but newborns, they have to go through a lot of diapers. So I appreciate the cash because it helps us. Well, Dickerson seems to have opened up a gap that he feels comfortable with. Whelan is still trying to remount a charge. Payson Johnson seems to be the one that's really closed this gap down. He's been doing 2:06 second lap times. And he's not terribly far off the leader right now, and he's actually just got this thing pretty close with Whelan now. 2.5 seconds, and you can see the green dot in the upper right-hand corner of your screen going through the right-hander and then into the left-hander at the very back of the track here. Definitely getting this gap down closer and closer. It's about a second now. And I'll tell you what, man, Payson Johnson, he might be the fastest rider on the track right now. It is going to be awfully close this time by, though, as to whether the white flag waves or it's a two-lap board, and he shows a wheel on Whelan and tucks it down. And no, two-lap board not out. He was 4 seconds shy as Dickerson checks in onto lap number 15 now. Oh, but did he just go down? Oh, he saved it. Nicely done. But Whelan now has a breath of fresh air because Johnson isn't right on him anymore, but he's still right back here. And Payson Johnson can see Isaiah Dickerson going through that first corner now. And it is a 3-lap race to the finish at this point. Roy Mitchell still would like to have something to say about potentially landing on the podium here, especially if Payson Johnson and Bryce Whelan get together. And Payson Johnson wildly out of shape coming into that corner, but a nice job to corral it together. Can Johnson remount a charge to go after Whelan here, or could either of them close it up on Dickerson here down the stretch, who just jumped off the track and made a little mistake there? I think Payson Johnson might be the man on the move here and the real man to watch. 5 seconds down to the lead. It's under 4 seconds now. And now just down to 4.5 seconds. Payson Johnson is absolutely ripping in WW Ranch right now, and he's pulled up alongside Bryce Whelan for the 2 spot. Let's see if he can close down this corner. And he does. Payson Johnson up into second. Next stop would be the race lead if he can get there. Coming to the 2-lap board next time by, but he can absolutely now see your race leader Dickerson not too far up the road. What a bonus that would be for Payson Johnson, a triple-digit privateer to try to win the first moto here of the season. Oh, that would be huge. And he is absolutely flying right now. 2-lap board coming out. Dickerson going to check in on a lap number 16. 2 to go this time by. And Payson Johnson has reeled him in very dramatic and quick fashion. Down through this first corner complex. I mean, he has absolutely dropped Bryce Whelan already. Look at this inside move. Oh, I thought he might throw it down there. But he stuck so well there, and Dickerson not sure how to respond at this point. Oh my gosh, Johnson just got a great drive down the left side of the track. Is this the move for the lead? It is gonna maybe be down the far inside. Oh, look at this drive though from Dickerson cutting across back the track. But Payson Johnson, your new leader in Florida. What an absolute barn burn of a race down the stretch here, and Payson Johnson surprising all of them to come from nowhere and make the move to get into the race lead with a lap and a half still to go. So at this point, it is management. He clearly has the speed to hold these guys at bay, but if he crashes, he coughs up a potential first moto win of the season victory here. And now Payson Johnson looks like he has got this thing fairly under control. He has quickly opened up a gap on Dickerson, who seems like he is not sure what just happened. No response. Rider down, lap traffic there. Where did Payson Johnson come from? I mean, the lap times he's running, uncomparable. 205 to a 213, 210. No one's in the same zip code. I mean, Roy Mitchell, he's caught up to Bryce Whelan for third. He's in the 209s. Incredible stuff by Payson Johnson, and he is going to take the white flag this time by with the race lead as we look to settle the battle for third on track. White flag waving. Mitchell down the inside. Oh, he's bar to bar with Whelan. Doesn't get the pass done yet. Swings to the outside. He's going to get a great slingshot down the straightaway. Can he get alongside and make the move? Whelan's going to run him wide into this corner, and he does indeed. Interesting maneuver there by Mitchell to cut back down hard. How about Braden Carter getting into the mix here? Braden Carter. Oh, I thought Roy Mitchell was hitting Whelan there. 3-rider battle for third. Mitchell down the inside. Lap traffic there. Oh, Mitchell just absolutely cleaned Whelan, and they both stayed up somehow, but Braden Carter says, "Thank you very much, sirs. I will move into third." Wow, man, I don't know how they stayed up. Whelan definitely lost some touch with this battle, though. Oh, Sean Klein just went down. There goes Tyler Lang. Wow, Tyler Lang, a great run through the field here. And he's back ahead of Colby Eagland, who they were both well down the order. Eagland seemed to get the better first half of the moto as he moved up inside of the top 10 fairly early. But the second half of the moto definitely belonging to Tyler Lang. He is unstoppable right now as he's moved up to 6th. Now, that's going to be some good point salvaging for him. Can't win the championship in the first race of the year, but you can definitely lose it. I'll tell you what, man. I don't think Braden Carter's done here. He is trying to go after Isaiah Dickerson for the 2 spot. I think Dickerson's still just stunned by this speed from Payson Johnson. And Carter's trying to take full advantage of it. Oh, that's going to be a big mistake right there. He swaps out of the corner. So Dickerson escapes scot-free. But this is the man right now of the moto. Payson Johnson, out of nowhere, has not led this entire race and comes up as they take the 2-lap board to steal this one from out of nowhere. Moto 1 of the season belongs to Payson Johnson with his first win of 2020. Isaiah Dickerson going to cross the line in second. Oh, no, he's not. He's going to go down. And Carter's down. They're both down before the finish. And that's going to give Whelan second in the moto. Carter gets up and crosses third. Dickerson across the line fourth. And Mitchell ends up in fifth. Unbelievable. Tyler Lang, he's going to put together a really solid charge here and end up sixth. And Sean Klein kind of hovers his way back to seventh. He's trying to hold off Benjamin Saves. How about this battle to the line? Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's not. It's two lapped riders on that Swap Moto Live team in between Daniel Mills and Eagland right now. Trent Shepard a little further back. Jacob Hubbard whipping off this jump as well. Hubbard's just trying to keep it close. Does he have an opportunity in this last turn? Make something interesting with Trent Shepard. He's going to try to go inside here most likely. Or does he just swing wide and try to rip the corner? He's going to go middle. Does he get it? Oh, so close over the line. 0.077 100ths of a second down. Zoa Cross will cross the line here in 13th. Magnetti looks like he's got 14th wrapped up. Here's Cooper Hunt. And then Trevor Spencer trying to hold off Tanner Rogers. 1 corner to go. We're going to see another last-ditch effort here. Rogers with a drive, just doesn't get there. 2/10 down in the end. Cale Brayton crosses the line 18th. 19th will be Jonathan Alexander. And then the last man on the lead lap, probably just enjoying this one, honestly, Tyron Tomic, because he's going to score a point in this moto, but he is definitely going to finish 20th. Barring a massive swing in cuts somewhere. We'll have to see if cuts affect this result at all because there's so many people so close together, and Tomic is probably going to give it to us here. Oh, no, he's not. So Gerst, Williams, Burns, Wilcox, Sullivan, Medina, Heilman, Glover, Rakowski, and Dylan Love were the 21 through 30, then Fitzpatrick, Kerr, Kazarian, Peakman, Cavacuti, Donovan, Schaefer, Nygren, Paz, Thorson was all the way back to 40th, so we're waiting for Dylan Love to cross the line here in 30th to get ours cuts in here. And now we will wait and see. Looks like some position swaps. Looks like Tanner Rogers lost a position. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, he did. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about. Cale Braden moves up a spot. And Tanner Rogers lost a spot on cuts. And then Jacob Hubbard moves up a spot on Trent Shepard to get 11th. And Braden Carter loses a spot to Isaiah Dickerson. So Dickerson gets third out of that moto. How many cuts did Carter have? Wow, Carter had 4.5 seconds of cuts, and Payson Johnson actually had 4.2 seconds of cuts. So interestingly enough, had Dickerson been able to stay up in that last corner, it would have been fairly close. Not that close, but still fairly close. Interesting nonetheless. So Roy Mitchell ends up 5th, Carter 4th, Dickerson 3rd, and Bryce Whelan ends up 2nd, but Payson Johnson, moto number 1 winner. Wow. Incredible, incredible, incredible. All right, 5-minute break on the way for you lovely people, but this is where I just kind of hang out and answer questions for anybody in chat that is interested in asking them. If you have a question for me, anything about the series, anything about this game, anything, go ahead, shoot questions my way. I'll read through the chat and answer them. But, yeah, crazy, crazy first moto here. What a great way to kick off the Ride365.com National Championship, though. Jace Hendricks wants to know if there's going to be a race version of this track. I don't believe so. I know that sometimes Alex Efforts or a couple other people get together and post a race version of the track, but I haven't heard officially whether they're going to do that or not. So I'm not sure. I don't know. Gabe says, Kellen, have you gotten any worse since the last time you played Sim? Yeah, dude, my skills have gone down the toilet every single time I pick up the game. I don't know why I get worse every time I play instead of better, but it's just the way it is. It's like Brandon Holmes wants to know if he should front flip or under flip first lap. Well, we see front flips all the time, so I'm saying under flip. Let's see. Hunter232 says, is anyone else hyped to watch Hunter Root? I'm definitely hyped. Hunter Root is always incredible. Let's see. Jack Lay wants to know, hi Kellen, do you know of any PS4 all-out servers? I mean, servers, I don't know what you mean. Like, there's a lot of servers in the game that you could join off of, but I don't know specifically of like an organization or anything that puts races on in PS4 for all-out. I just know that there are some. I'll definitely be doing some searching around. One of my plans is to have a race tab on startyoursystems.com where you can go check it out and just kind of join off of a lot of different events, because there's a lot of great events you could join. I just don't know all of them, so I don't want to say the wrong thing. Squirtle King Casey wants to know, do cuts count as actually skipping bits of the track or just going off track? It's skipping parts of the track. There are designated spots around the racetrack that are called timing gates. And if I was in editor mode, I could show you where they are. But those timing gates, you have to hit them. You have to hit all of them. I think there's like 54 timing gates on the track. So if you go, say, from 37 to 39, and you go faster from gate 37 to gate 39, then the standard deviation of everybody in the moto would normally go from gate 37 to gate 39. That's what the cuts are. So, you know, let's just say the standard deviation, it says from gate 37 to gate 39, someone goes 5 seconds to get there. And you get there in 4.7 seconds from 37 to 39, so you skip 38. That means you will get 0.3 seconds of cuts. Pretty simple. Let's see. Kenny is Boss 24 wants to know, why are the streams Tuesday instead of Wednesday? So they will be every Wednesday after this week, but because Supercross is tomorrow night, I mean, I couldn't have streamed tomorrow night. I have to work for RacerXOnline.com tomorrow, so I don't think they moved it for me. I think it's just because Supercross is tomorrow night, they just didn't want to overlap and people would be watching Supercross but playing this game, so they just did a Tuesday start to the season, but it'll be Wednesday next week and every week after that. Let's see. Alex Effort says there will be no rough versions of the track posted as far as he knows. How much is MX Sim and what is required to run it? Levi Hendrick asks, or Hedrick, I should say. Sim is $42. If you go to mxsimulator.com, you can purchase it today. There's a varying range of systems that will run Sim. I know JLV on the website actually has like a base setting that would be good for running Sim, so check that out first. But there's so many ways you could go. MX Sim is single core, so definitely go for Intel card if you're going to build a computer. Most graphics cards usually can handle it if you have an Intel card. AMD is fine, just a little better with Intel. Just a little insight there, but there's a lot of different things that could do it. Let's see. Yes, yes, Leon, I know how to say your team name correctly. Tyrell Scott wants to know, is Webb going to be aggressive to Tomac on Wednesday? I mean, I think so, but we'll have to see. Shout out Alex Efforts dropping $5 donation off in chat. That's for diaper money. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Would you ever do something like this for All Out? I mean, absolutely. I would love to have all these games have awesome, setups for broadcasting and stuff like that. Unfortunately, none of them really get this close right now. Like even Supercross with the director mode, it gives you some options, but then it leaves a bunch of crap on the screen that I don't want to see, like a play button and all this stuff. And the playback of it's terrible with latency issues and stuff like that. It looks like everybody's skipping through jumps, so that part of it sucks. And then for All Out, it's kind of just spectating, just everybody kind of moving around the track in like weird different directions and stuff like that. So eventually one day I think these games will be good enough that I'll be streaming other games, other race series like that as well. But anyway. Let's see. Have I missed anything? Cody Hall wants to know my back hurts. What can I do? My advice is go to a chiropractor. I've gone to chiropractors for years. I've had migraines for years, and they have adjusted my neck and spine, and it's really helped out with my migraines. But I don't know if your back hurts. Just ice it up and ice heat. Ice heat usually is a good way to go. Stretch, and hopefully it feels better. If my daughter becomes a pro on MX Simulator, you'll need her autograph. Yeah. Yeah, you know, my daughter, she's going to be the next MX Simulator champion of the females. She's going to take over Sabrina Ritzler's crown. We're going to have a WMX class eventually with all the females that are influxing into Sim because there's just loads of them. Obvious sarcasm there. Thank you, Seth Zielinski. I'm glad that you watched or checked out the privateer profile I did with Cody Schock. He's a great dude. Very nice of him to take some time to talk with me after making his first career main event last Sunday. We'll see him again racing tomorrow night. And Timo Van Dyke dropping off €5.49. What is 49 cents of euros, though? 5.49 euro? Is that how you say it? For Diaper Money version 2. Thank you. I appreciate you, Timo. You the boss. As is Alex Efforts. As is Balin Jones. As is... who else has donated? Hold on. I'm going to find it. I'll find it. Eric Thompson and Chris Carlson. You guys are the bomb. Thank you for the donations. I really appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlefish. It's time for 250 Motocross. Moto number 2 lined up on the gate. Can Payson Johnson repeat and surprise us all by going 1-1, or does somebody else have something to say? JLV's moonwalking off the track, and we're going racing in Florida. Moto 2 at WW Ranch. It is Payson Johnson to the inside. Is he going to get the whole shot? Through the inside of the corner. Payson Johnson, whole shot, and gets landed on by Dickerson immediately. Goes down. He takes, I think that may have been Roy Mitchell perhaps going down. Definitely one of the SD riders. It might have been Daniel Mills, but it's Benjamin Saves with the early lead. Braden Carter settles into second. Tyron Tomic on the outside jumps into third, and oh my, I can't believe what I just saw after getting the whole shot. Payson Johnson gets landed on by Dickerson. And we are off to the races, folks. This is going to be a gnarly one. So it's saves from Carter. Tyron Tomic right up there. Kyler Hockey, big shout out to you. Dropped off $5.50 in the chat. Kyler Hockey, the man, the myth, the legend. Jacob Hubbard's also mixed up here. We got Trevor Spencer. Ivan Medina with a good start. Lewis Williams also near the front. Zoe Cross. Oh, and there is... well, Zoe Cross just went down with Lewis Williams, and then I think that's Trevor Spencer also down, so a lot of people funneling around here. There is Dickerson coming through. I'm not sure. I didn't see Payson Johnson just yet, so he may have gotten worse off in that first turn crash. And it's Benjamin Saves on the Architect machine out front. Trying to open up a small gap and establish himself as the true leader of this race and not have to worry about Carter from behind at all. So the 165 machine is going to come over this hill and lead us around on lap number 1 at WW Ranch here in Florida. It is Benjamin Saves leading the way from Braden Carter. Jacob Hubbard, he's going to cross the line here in third. Tyron Tomich fourth. Medina fifth. Burns is sixth. Cavacuti comes across in seventh. Cale Braden eighth. Ninth for Trent Shepard. 10th is Peakman. 11th Whelan. 12th for Kamar Glover. 13th Tyler Lang. 14th Zoe Cross. 15th for Schaefer. 16th Spencer. 17th Dickerson. 18th for Rogers. 19th Roy Mitchell. And 20th for Kazarian. Gerst, Mills, and then Payson Johnson back here in 23rd. We got Jonathan Alexander 24th. Dylan Love around the outside trying to go into 25th, but it's Alex Kerr who's going to take that spot. Dylan Love with a yard sale as he went through the mechanics area. So 26th now for Eagland. 27th Heilman 28th for Lewis Williams. 29th for Wilcox. Cooper Hunt 30th. Fitzpatrick, Thorson, Klein is way back here. Luke Sullivan, Dylan Love, Chase Donovan, Luke Magnetti. And it looks like we only had about 38 guys start this moto, I think. 37. So we're missing 3 riders in this one. And Jacob Hubbard's taking over the lead. Something happened to Benjamin Saves and Braden Carter. Perhaps they came together. So Hubbard to the front. Oh, Tyron Tomich just fell out of second. The rider out of Australia had a great start. And now he's funneled into this group back here, which is absolute chaos. And Tomich just tucked the front wheel again and took Benjamin Saves down. And then a big off-track excursion up there for somebody. Trent Shepard is going through the grandstands out here. He's going to try to rejoin in the mix of this right alongside Isaiah Dickerson. And a frantic... Oh, Benjamin Saves, I think, back there just got taken down again. Is that him? It is. Wow, Benjamin Saves was leading this race, and he's 21st now. That's how quick it goes away. So let's keep an eye. It's Hubbard, Cavacuti, Lang close by there in third, and then this is all stacked together back here. Let's go on board with somebody in this mix, because this has got to be crazy. Oh, Tomich down. Dickerson, he clips him. Let's go on board with Trevor Spencer here, because he's got a lot of dudes right in front of him. That's Carter to his left, I believe, on the 32, and he's right behind his teammate, which I believe is Lewis Williams. It's either that or, yeah, it looks like 193 Lewis Williams, and that is, I think, Carter around the outside. This is P13 right now we're on board with. Oh, and then I think that's Carter going off the track, and then Spencer's trying to drag race his teammate down the start straight. Is he going to get it? He is, and Ryder down around the outside of the first corner here, so he's going to pick up another spot, go to 10th. Peek back up in front of... Oh, this is actually Braden Carter just up ahead of him. So there's another one of the QM1 riders back there. And everybody taking different lines through that corner. So many different options, but Carter tailing behind Dickerson right here. I think Cale Braden's just off the front of this group. I think that's Medina on the 248 right ahead of them as well. Carter tucking far inside there on that little roller. Trying to hook this outside line. Gets around to go into 7th. Now he's trying to get Cale Braden for 6th. Another outside line, but into the tough blocks he goes. So back to the drawing board there. Meanwhile, Dickerson slotted all the way up to 5th. And Trevor Burns right ahead of him in 4th. MC Andy Williams dropping off 279. CA, what is that? Canadian dollars? Is that what CA is abbreviated as? I never thought of that, but I guess that must be Canadian dollars. But he says, love your videos, keep it up. Hey man, I love your comments, keep it up. Appreciate the support on the channel and the donation. Really helps out, buddy. And that is coming directly from me to you. No middleman here. Uh-oh, rider down, that was Cavacuti. And he's getting past. Back to 5th he goes. Dickerson and Burns both slot ahead of him. Lang is up to 2nd, but Jacob Hubbard has got a lead going right now, folks. Here's Tyler Lang a little further back. And then this battle for 3rd now, as it's Trevor Burns trying to hold Isaiah Dickerson at bay, and Cavacuti just off the back. Nice scrub there by Trevor Burns. Oh, Burnsy slides it out. And there goes Dickerson up into third. Cavacuti moves into fourth. There's Braden Carter up into fifth. Trevor Burns. What? Payson Johnson is battling it out already for seventh here. Or sixth, I should say. Where did he come from? Man, Payson Johnson riding like a man possessed today. Oh, he almost gets into Cale Braden. Are you kidding me, though? Where is this coming from? He's not even 8 minutes into the moto, and he's charged from outside of the top 20 to 7th. He just made a mistake there. He's going to go back to 8th. What a ride so far for Johnson, trying to claim his first overall victory of the season here today. Someone right alongside of him, Zoe Cross trying to make the move, but wow, Johnson cuts hard over. Now Johnson going back to work on Cale Braden, and I believe that is Medina. Wow, he almost gets both of them, and it is Ivan Medina. Payson Johnson. He's going to try to cut under the inside here. He is. Just doesn't get that rut to hook enough. Look at the different lines that Payson Johnson is taking, though. He is definitely not going for the traditional lines so far that this race has provided. Look at this, down the inside, trying to block the line. Medina trying to get into the next corner, but no, Payson Johnson makes that move happen. So across just off the back of this freight train, as I think Trevor Spencer's also back there on the 192. And Cross actually trying to make a pass, and will on Cale Braden. So Zoe Cross moves up a position. Told to spec Whelan in 37th, so Whelan, who finished second in the first moto, is way down the order right now. Huh. What happened? Did he miss timing gates? Because I swear I don't remember him being this far back, but he's 56 seconds back of last on the track right now. What just happened? So confused right now. Was he up front? I thought he was, or he was near the front or something like that, but yeah, now he's just letting people go by, so something happened, and now he's just trying to let people go by. What a bummer. Bryce Whelan, who was so fast here today, now just watching these guys go along without him. And shout out Eric Thompson, another $2 in chat. Appreciate it, buddy. He says $2 holla, donating because you are worth it, and I appreciate every single cent of that $2 because, buddy, you're worth it to me for being here and watching these races. Super awesome of you. And then MC Andy Williams drops in another Canadian soiree of money, $6.99. He says, yeah, CA is for Canada. And will you be making any Monster Energy Supercross 3 videos? And what is your go-to brand for dirt bike? Yes, I will be making Monster Energy Supercross 3 videos. You can expect my race review in Monster Energy Supercross 3 on Thursday for the Salt Lake City Supercross. That's coming up tomorrow night, so I'll be getting back to that. And bike brand that I prefer, don't really prefer any, to be honest with you. I like them all. They're really fun. Any bike, I don't know. I'll say Suzuki because I think Suzuki needs a shot in the arm right now. So Suzuki, buy a Suzuki, everybody. Robbie Frasher also dropping in 2 Canadian bucks. Payson is an absolute god. It's kind of proven it, isn't he? He's riding really well this moto. But I appreciate the donations, everybody. You guys are awesome, coming in hot tonight with the donos. Oh, Hubbard down. Jacob Hubbard, just as I got to him, goes down with the lead, and that's going to give Tyler Lang the top spot. And Lang, remember, he finished 6th in the first moto, and he had to do nothing but charge all the way to get up there. So, kind of wonder here if now that he's out front, this gives him that opportunity to just kind of set sail with the lead and pick up this second moto victory. Battle for third brewing. Payson Johnson on Isaiah Dickerson. Johnson looks like he's in a spot to win the overall regardless of what happens, but I think he wants to win this dang moto. He's trying to give Dickerson the business, and look at that, just slots it around the outside of him. A power move there by the privateer effort on the 351. He's trying to win this race today and carry the red plates into next week's action. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So Johnson now going to set sail and try to go get Hubbard. Lang's just trying to get away at the front. And Dickerson is again wondering how Payson Johnson passed him. Again, it looks like. Braden Carter's back here in 5th, though, and he's looking at a potential podium spot today if he can jam up a few more positions. 5th in the first moto, 5th in this one, but as split up as the scores have been, it's not unreasonable to think he lands on the box today, especially with Bryce Whelan so far down the running order. He's not dead last anymore, though. Tanner Thorson seems to have disconnected and is now stone cold last. Trevor Spencer, Zoa Cross having a good battle brewing here. Cross on the 49 MXLocker.com ride. Just always steady, progressing through the motos. Just kind of runs a good solid pace throughout all of them. Unfortunately for his case, he doesn't seem to get good starts often. And that can be a bummer when you're a steady Eddie rider because you don't really have the case or the opportunity to showcase your consistent speed at the front. You just have to work around riders the entire moto. Right now he's got a fairly good start here and he's trying to work on Trevor Spencer. Spencer holding him at bay for the time being. We also have Sean Klein mixed in back here, and then little freight train action, Cavacuti, Kamar Glover, Colby Eaglin, Ivan Medina, and Benjamin Saves. So Saves has done a pretty good job here, I think, of regrouping because he was leading this moto, dropped outside of the points real fast, just had a couple crashes in succession, and now he has found his way back into a good group here battling. I think this is just outside of the top 10 that they're battling for some points, and I just saw Ivan Medina hit the deck in the background. Shout out MC Andy Williams dropping another dono in chat, though. $6.99, he says, would you like to see Ryan Villapoto come out of retirement, and who would you think is going to win the 450cc class? No, I don't really want to see Villapoto come out of retirement because I think at this point it's kind of done. Like, if he came out of retirement in like 2017, I would have been like, yeah, that'd be awesome. But I mean, he's been fully retired from the sport for 5 years. Like, that's a little long to come back. And then, yeah, I think Tomac's absolutely going to win this championship. Sean Klein, Cavacuti, Colby Eagland, and then we also just had Kamar Glover just make a mistake and go down. He was in the mix of this group. Here's Trent Shepard, Ivan Medina, Daniel Mills, Neil Fitzpatrick. It may have been actually Fitzpatrick I saw going down in that first corner melee. I just knew it was a Suzuki rider, but Fitzpatrick seems to be the one who got the brunt of it. Cale Braden, Jonathan Alexander, Ethan Gerst, John Heilman, Trevor Burns. Speaking of Suzuki riders, where is the man that finished 4th in the first moto? Roy Mitchell. Nowhere to be found right now. There he is. He's actually behind Tyron Tomich, who was near the front in this moto as well. So both of these guys going to be a little bit disappointed. Ooh, and Tomich, another mistake there. These guys, outside of the points, they got some work to do. Peek back out front and see it's still Hubbard leading. And Dickerson has got back around Payson Johnson. Johnson just pirouetted in the background, I believe. Actually, it's not still Hubbard leading. Lang was leading this race, and he's back to 5th now, so something just went real crazy. And we got 3 riders stacked together here for 3rd as the two-rider duo out front of Hubbard and Dickerson trying to sprint away. So can Payson Johnson answer? And what exactly happened to Tyler Lang? I'm not sure. Oh, man, got a little sideways there. And Payson going immediately back to work on Braden Carter here. See if he has an opportunity to make the move here. Around the outside. And again, swinging to the outside, but now he's going to cut far inside here. Oh, and he hooks that rut and shuts the door on Braden Carter. Payson Johnson right up into that 3 spot. And I think Carter's going to swing wide here and try to get the momentum, double across the corner here, and maybe pass him back. And that's exactly what he's going to do, and he's going to try to make it stick. Johnson around the outside gets a better drive and gets it right back, though. Great action. Back and forth they go. Dickerson just ahead of these guys. It is Hubbard leading this thing, though. VlastMX.com, number 46, almost looping his Larry over the hill there. And here comes Dickerson, hot on his heels in second. Oh, and there's a mistake out of Hubbard. Is it going to cough up the lead? Not quite. Battle's on, though. 18 minutes down, 12 minutes and a couple laps to go. And the battle is on here in Florida. Got a rider down in the background, and we have got 4 riders in a bit of a freight train at the front. This is going to get spicy quick. Look at all 4 of these guys going through the roller section at the same time, and you can't forget about Lang lurking back there. Big notch in that corner. It seems like that Carter-Johnson battle is the one that's really moving up on this lead duo, because Johnson is applying some serious pressure to Dickerson already. And Dickerson has lost a little bit of touch now with Hubbard for the lead. Johnson almost alongside. This move has been working for him, swinging outside in this corner to the inside in the next. Gets the pass done, and up in a second goes Payson Johnson. From outside of the points on the first lap of the race, he's in second and knocking on the door for the race lead here. Trying to go 1-1 today at WW Ranch. Oh, wheeling down the start straight. Oh, and then loops it out. Don't go in the pond, Sunshine. Comes back on in fourth, though. Nice recovery. Allows Braden Carter to get through, and now Carter's going to have an opportunity to try to go after Dickerson here. Oh, but then he makes a mistake and slides out. Oh, and Lang down in the background. Tyler Lang hits the deck, and that's lapped rider going on by there. Zoacross will not get to Tyler Lang. So here is Payson Johnson. Oh, change to the lead. Dickerson to the front. Something happened with Hubbard, and Johnson down the inside of Hubbard is going to move in a second. He is. Gets that pass done, so it's going to be between Dickerson and Hubbard. Or, I'm sorry, and Johnson for the lead. Payson Johnson. Can he go 1-1 and win his first ever pro national in MX Simulator? He's trying to make the move down the inside. Oh, the launch! Oh, I thought he might cut him off there. Nice move, though. Dickerson carrying so much momentum. Let's see what Johnson's got lined up here. He's going to swing left. I think Dickerson's got a better drive through the rollers, but Johnson's carrying so much speed here to this outside line. Dickerson got that inside line so smooth. It's a waiting game. Where does he make his move? Dickerson seems to have found some new life. Perhaps he found some better lines. Look at this. He's responded to Johnson's line there, and he's going to swing to the outside. That's the line Johnson was using to make passes. And Dickerson, maybe he has eyes in the back of his head, or maybe he just saw with that pass that Johnson had put on him that that's the line that needs to be taken, and it works this time by. Dickerson is definitely up the pace. Inside move. Payson Johnson for the lead. Dickerson trying to fight back. Oh, it's nearly bar to bar. And they're swinging all the way out, so Johnson's not doing his normal inside tuck routine here. And Dickerson's trying to fight back right on his heels, but Johnson is your new leader, and he's got a little gap to work with, and Dickerson goes down. Dickerson down out of second. There goes Carter by for the 2 spot. And Dickerson will get up still in third, but he's lost touch there with our race leader, Payson Johnson. Unbelievable privateer effort, triple-digit rider, trying to pick up his first national win, and he may do it in style today with 1-1 scores. He's got 8 minutes and 2 laps left. That is a long time to think about that glory. And Braden Carter, he's been really strong in second motos here. And Dickerson obviously dropped off the pace now, back into third. Here is Hubbard, still running strong in fourth. But how about Zoe Cross? Choo-choo training his way up, and he's gonna, oh, just as he gets to Hubbard, he gets a lag bubble and gets taken down, so Lang's gonna get gifted fourth, and Cross is suddenly worse off than he was. He gets up in sixth, may lose another spot here, as here comes Eagland, trying to swing around the outside. Eagland in the mix here behind Cross now, and Klein. I wanted to do a quick run back, and let's start outside of 20th here for our top 20 rundown. Where is he? He is, man, is he in the top 20 already? No, I'm sorry. What the heck happened? Did Bryce Whelan call it a moto? I guess he did. So Bryce Whelan called it a moto after finishing second in the first moto. Sorry for the chaos there. Let's try to find 20th. Here he is. Quick top 20 rundown. We're going to go through the field really fast here, but we're going so fast that the race tech suspension that this top 20 rundown is bringing you will hold us on as we go through the whoops and go around the corners and just have great traction, better bottoming resistance with a lot of components that are made in the USA. Racetech.com. Head over there today. Get your suspension dialed. And they are bringing you this top 20 rundown. James Wilcox, Mad Cape, 172, runs in 20th. Ivan Medina is just ahead of him on the C4 Designs Co. Number 248. Ethan Gerst, he was 18th. He's going back outside into 20th. So we're moving forward. Kamara Glover, SwapMotoLive.com, 189. He moves up a spot because Luke Sullivan was down. So Sullivan would be 17th on the QM1 number 65, but he's going to get up behind all those guys. So Kamar Glover, a little further up the road now. Benjamin Saves, P15 on the 165 architect.com, or architect ride, not even a .com. 14th for Neil Fitzpatrick, Prolines Designs, number 91. John Heilman runs 13th on the 191 SwapMotoLive.com machine. And 12th right now for Trent Shepard on the QM155. Daniel Mills runs 11th on the 31 Jack Daniels Racing. And into the top 10 we go with Trevor Spencer on the 192 SwapMotoLive.com machine. It's Dylan Cavacuti on the Takatoji 177 running 9th. 8th belongs to the man, the myth, the legend, Zoe Cross on the MXLocker.com 49. 7th spot right now, Colby Eaglin on the Panini Motorsports number 24, trying to work his way forward. 6th spot belongs to the number 10 of Sean Klein on the Evergood machine. Rounding out the top 5, it is Jacob Hubbard on the VlastMX.com, number 46. He was leading the race not too long ago. 4th spot now belongs to Tyler Lang on the MB Films, number 14, and he's trying to chase down and get a podium here. Isaiah Dickerson on the MB Films, number 26, runs 3rd. It is 2nd for the QM132 machine of Braden Carter, and our leader on a privateer effort on the 351, trying to go 1-1 on the day, is Payson Johnson. We're going to go on board here, and let's just listen to the man work. And that onboard lap with Payson Johnson brought to you by Racer Rat 66, who dropped off a $5 donation in chat requesting an onboard lap with the man, the myth, the legend, Payson Johnson out front. And you'll notice on that lap too that his pit board showed an extended lead suddenly. So whoever was second, Braden Carter, went down and is now a 16-second gap. Back to Braden Carter because Payson Johnson has things dialed in out front. He is turning some ridiculous lap times at the front of the field. Tyler Lang just looks like he got around his teammate Isaiah Dickerson to move up. Oh, into third, and just as he does that, he goes down. So he's gonna have to pick that bike up and continue on in fourth. But here comes Hubbard and Klein, and oh my gosh, Lang almost looped out. Here comes Eagland into the mix too. So all these guys trying to go for fourth after Lang just kind of blew it a little bit there. Oh my goodness, look at all these guys. 3 wide nearly over that table, and Hubbard is gonna go down. He landed deep in pocket and kind of swapped his way to the ground. Here comes Klein pulling alongside of Lang. Not able to get it done. By the way, MC Andy Williams, another $2.79 says shout out Racer Rat in chat. Yeah, shout out Racer Rat in chat. Klein getting a great drive through the rollers here, trying to make something happen on Lang. Can still see Eagland just off the back of these guys coming through the rollers behind them. Oh man, Klein just made a big mistake. That's gonna lose him some time. Dickerson up the road, Carter. I think Johnson's got this thing pretty wrapped up at this point, folks. He's got a big lead going. "30 minutes have come, and 30 minutes have gone." 2 minutes, or 2 laps, I should say, remain next time by, so it's actually 3 to go right now. Try to find ourselves a battle. Ooh, Klein just made a big mistake, and Eagland is trying to capitalize. Donovan behind them, I believe that is on the 51, just trying to stay out of the way. He's a lap down there. And Klein and Eagland just going toe-to-toe here. Look at the speed carrying into this corner. Klein, nice line there, actually. Extended the gap just a little bit. Eagland trying to size up an outside move, and Klein messed up the inside, so Eagland's gonna jump around him. Jump, jump, jump around. Jump up and get down, because Eagland just made that pass happen. Klein's trying to fight back, though. This battle is far from over. Although Eagland gets a better drive out of this corner and opens it back up. They're not too far behind Tyler Lang, so if they can get something out of the 14 machine, perhaps a mistake. They're looking at fourth. Braden Carter and then Payson Johnson still leading. Johnson's going to come by and get the 2-lap board next time by. This Klein-Eagland battle is just frantic, though. They have not laid up. Klein looks like he's lost a little touch now, so we'll keep going through the field. Got Hubbard, Cross, Cavacuti. How about a shout out to the 177 putting in a solid ride here. He's dealing with some pressure from Daniel Mills. Ooh, and he got a big hook in that rut there, so Mills is going to make the move, but still a solid ride for the 177. And now they're right on the back of Zoa Cross here, so third rider battle for 8th Bruin. Mills trying to defend that inside line and trying to go after Cross. Look at that line, though, kind of hopping to the outside to get the drive up the hill here so he doesn't have to let off. It seemed pretty even keel, though. I think maybe even Cavacuti closed back up a little bit by getting that inside line smoother. So many lines developing. You can see all these corners, just many lines in every direction to choose from. Mills trying to size something up here. Zoe Cross. Mills just suddenly put the pressure on him, and then he makes contact and cartwheels down the straightaway. There goes Cavacuti, and Trevor Spencer, I believe, just went by as well. Yes, he did. Mills is going to get up as Shepard's coming down the straightaway, so no can do for Shep there. And the white flag now waves as Payson Johnson checks in onto the final lap of the race. One more lap to go, and he's got a nice lead working. Unbelievable, this ride from Payson Johnson. You have the names stacked in this class: the Eaglins, the Langs, the Dickersons, the Whelans obviously as well, the Carters. Guys like that coming into this first round most definitely thought that they would leave here as one of them probably picking up the win, battling for the win at least. And Payson Johnson laying claim to this track here today in Florida. A thrilling ride through the field, honestly, in the first one. He got there late, made a pass late with just 2 laps to go, made the pass to get around race leader Isaiah Dickerson. This moto was the next level of Payson Johnson, and as I say that, he goes down. He's gonna have a big enough lead to manage here. But continuing on what I was saying about him, this moto was ridiculous for him. He was 23rd at the end of the first lap, and by 7 minutes into the moto, he was already 7th. And it wasn't maybe but halfway through the moto, he was battling for the lead. Ooh, Carter, a big mistake there, but a nice job corralling it together. Again, he's looking potentially at a podium today. He's going to go 5-2, 1-1 to a 5-2 for Carter. Dickerson is looking at a 3-3 performance here. And then Eagland, I believe, in that first moto was 7th behind Lang. So he's looking at a 7-4 performance. So I believe your podium, if I'm not an idiot, is Johnson, Dickerson, Carter. Oh man, this is actually getting close. Oh, and just as I say that, Carter goes down, sending it with a couple turns to go. Payson Johnson was dealing with heavy lap traffic, and Carter got it close. But it doesn't matter in the end because the man of the day, the man in Florida, and the man with the points lead is Payson Johnson as he wins with a 1-1 performance today at WW Ranch. His first career victory on the pro circuit. Incredible stuff for the privateer rider as Carter crosses the line 2nd. And this battle for 3rd isn't over. Look at this, Eagland right there on Dickerson. Does he have a last turn pass in him? Dickerson's going to swing wide. Eagland's going to go down the inside. Who gets it better? Eagland got such a great drive. Oh, it's a 10th in it over the line. But it's going to be Dickerson with the 3rd. Lang crosses the line 5th. And Sean Klein looks like he's going to bring it home 6th. Actually, Klein was 7th in the first moto, so Eagland must have been 8th. So Eagland looking at 8-4. Is 6-5 out of Lang, a 7-6 out of Klein, so good points for them on the day. And then Jacob Hubbard's going to bring it through. He's going to pick up a 7th in this one. Trevor Spencer's looking at 8th. Cavacuti and Shepard battling for 9th. They would obviously much prefer to be in the top 10 here. Let's see what Cavacuti has in the final corner. Well, Shepard blocks the inside very well. Cavacuti tries to get the drive, doesn't get there. He ends up 10th. Mills right behind them in 11th. Mitchell comes all the way up to 12th, so good ride for the 25 there. He is going to go 3-12 on the day, so somewhere probably around 6th, 7th overall for him. Zoe Cross He's going to pick up 13th in this one. Luke Sullivan bringing it down. And he will be 14th. 15th, Luke Magnetti. And it's 15th right now for Kamar Glover, but he's down. So let's see if Ethan Gerst or Benjamin Saves perhaps has something to say about it. Whoa, that was dangerous. Kamar Glover getting up dead sideways in the track. A terrible track reentry. Definitely protestable had somebody gone down. Fortunately, nobody does, and Kamar's going to hang on to the spot, but he's definitely going to get cuts for that maneuver. So Glover crosses the line. 16th, 17th Gerst, 18th Wilcox, and poor old Benjamin Saves crashes in the final corner. He could have been in there, but he'll end up 19th. And the last man on the lead lap in the last points-paying position will be Tanner Rogers, as he's going to bring it down, and we will wait for cuts to bring us home here today. And then we'll go to a quick intermission and come back on the other side of that break with the 450 action. There it is. Let's see. Cuts. Yeah, Gerst got around Kamar Glover. So that was for 16th. And, ooh, Dickerson drops to 5th. He was 3rd over the line, but he drops to 5th. That's going to move Carter to 2nd overall. 5-2 beats a 3-5, but I think Dickerson still lands on the box. It's going to be, yeah, he definitely will. So Eagland ends up 3rd, Tyler Lang ends up 4th, and Dickerson drops back to 5th. But that'll do it. Payson Johnson, the man, the myth, the legend, gets it done. He'll have the red plates next week. But we're going to head to a quick intermission. We'll be right back on the other side of this break with 450 action from WW Ranch. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to round number 1 of the 2020 Ride365.com Nationals live here on SYS. My name is Kellen Brauer, again bringing you guys the action here tonight from the first round at WW Ranch, and we are now moving into the 450 division. The 250 class is done, and the 450 class is ready to go, and we're going to have a crazy night of racing in this 450 class. Who knows what's about to happen, but we're going to find out. We're going to bring it all to you live here on SYS TV. Let's go ahead and jump into the qualifying times real quick because they're getting the consolation race ready to go. But it was Alexis Leclerc with the fastest qualifying time at a 58 flat, so we saw a lot of 202, 203 times in the motos out of the 250 riders. Be interesting to see if the 450 guys can eclipse that 2-minute barrier during the races. Walter Gebhardt also on a 58.3, Colton Mitchell 59 flat, Zach Prokop in there on a 59.2, and Haley on a 59.5, only the top 5 underneath that 2-minute mark. Seabolt, Carlin, Leitzel, Kohenauer, Blakely inside of the top 10. But we're about to find out is who's going to make it into the motos with these guys, as it looks like Dylan Long was the last rider to make it directly in on time with a 2:04.8. Everybody, Robert Wilson on back, is headed to the consolation race, which we're about to load into right about now and take a look at. So let's jump in, shall we? Looks like I probably need to disconnect and reconnect, so I'll do that. And this consolation race looks like it's about ready to get started, or it might already be started, or no, it looks like it's getting ready to get started. Yep. Here we go. 20 riders in this consolation race. Top 4 head into the motos. Everybody else, the 16 of them that won't make it into the motos, will be headed back to the semi and wondering where it went wrong. So let's find out who it will be right about now. There are all 20 riders lined up on the inside gates. And JLV's moonwalking his way off the track. Time to go racing here at WW Ranch in the 450 division. 4 laps, 4 riders going through. Off the gate, tight action. I think Aaron Rockefeller's getting there first on the 800. And he will. So it's Rockefeller with the good start. Anthony Pachone, Caleb Hall's in the mix as well, and he just got passed by Robert Wilson down the inside. Kind of interesting to see. Whoa, rider down. That was actually Rockefeller, I believe. Yeah, Rockefeller, who got the whole shot, just went down, and that's Ethan Parks trying to get around him. Kyler Hockey, meanwhile, moves up into the final transfer spot. A lot of big-name double-digit riders end up in these consolation races sometimes, like Robert Wilson, who is national number 52. So Wilson would like to go right through to the motos, very much so. He does not want to have to worry about dealing with this chaos behind him. Caleb Hall and Kyler Hockey settling into a pace here. But Ethan Parks sneaking up on that 68. Trying to make it a battle here. Through the rollers they go. It looks like Hockey gets a better drive, and he actually closed up a bit on Caleb Hall with that better drive. So close there for Hockey down the inside, and it actually kind of blocked his line a little bit, so Parks closes back in. Still a lot of time left, though. Oh, nice move. Hockey slides down the inside and gets right on through as Caleb Hall drops back to 4th. Oh, and goes long on the table there, so here comes Parks peeking down the inside on the 68. Hall's going to try to make the move back down the inside. Parks has to concede this position as Hall goes on through. Little mistake back there. Oh, Parks goes down, and Leon Ty just runs right into him in slow motion right there. That's kind of funny. Ian Holm moves by into the 4 spot, though. Or I'm sorry, the 5 spot, because all these guys are now well back of what is the 4th position. You can see Leon Ty, Ethan Parks, Jack Fowler, Austin Baird, Jeremy Gwiazdowski, and Rockefeller, who had the whole shot, is down. Here's Cole Gress as well. So this is a nice little freight train right here. Unfortunately, none of them are currently qualified. Actually, they are now because who's just down there? Brady White. No, I'm sorry. That was not for a position, I don't believe. So it's Pachone, Robert Wilson, Kyler Hockey, and Caleb Hall inside of the top 4. Ian Holm is in 5th. Then this battle comes through here. Leon Ty, Jack Fowler, Ethan Parks. 6, 7, 8. Ooh, Parks and Fowler make contact. And that might allow the 94 of Austin Bear through. It does. Oh my goodness, and then Fowler yards it off the inside roller there, so Austin Bear gets pushed off the track. And then, oh man, that's Gwiazdowski going down. Ethan Parks trying to run down Ian Holm. Ian Holm, in his own right, trying to catch Caleb Hall for the final transfer spot. That consolation race is never fun. Caleb Hall just trying to take his time, not think about it too much. Being in that final transfer spot can be nerve-wracking. Can make you think a little bit harder about things. And unfortunately, it usually leads to unforced errors, really. Jones dropped back to 3rd, so he coughed up the lead. All eyes on Caleb Hall, though, as Ian Holm tries to reel him in. Guess we could do a lap time check, but that doesn't matter because Ian Holm just tucked the front wheel. He had gained a 1.5 seconds that last lap alone, 1.6 seconds to be specific, but then tucked the front wheel, so now he has to deal with Ethan Parks, and just lets Ethan Parks go, or did he blow the corner by mistake? Not sure what happened there, but Ethan Parks moves up to 5th, still a long ways off Caleb Hall, though, who, again, is trying to mind his own business up here in 4th. He's got this interesting technique where every jump he goes off, he goes really nose low, which is kind of like a Josh Hansen style of riding, but in this game it doesn't look that cool because your entire body lurches forward instead of just the bike. If you could extend the arms all the way back and have your torso kind of stand taller a little bit, then it would look a little bit like Josh Hansen, but not the case. So Kyler Hockey has his eyes on Pachone. Robert Wilson is sneaking away with a big old lead out front, so it's really this kind of 3-rider train battling for 2nd, and nowhere close yet is Ethan Parks yet to this battle, so it's still just kind of between the 3 of them, Caleb Hall, Kyler Hockey, and Pachone. Rather boring consi thus far, but that doesn't mean it's not about to get exciting, especially if these guys kind of get together. They're trying to be cordial with each other right now. And it just takes one ruffled feather. White flag waves for Wilson out front. Chone, Hockey over the line. Hall comes across behind them. And then Ethan Parks, the only man really. I guess Ian Holmes still has a shot as well. They are about 6.5 or so seconds down, it looks like. Trying to make it in. Got one last effort here, and Caleb Hall just got to put one clean lap together. Definitely has dropped off the pace of that lead group, it seems like. Caleb Hall is just trying to manage it from here. Doesn't want to go down. Over the rise he comes. Up the little rollers there. Suppose since he's the man we're going to watch, might as well just go on board with him. Down that, it's down to 5 seconds, so the gap is coming down, but it's not coming down quick enough for the riders behind. So just a steady paced last half a lap here, and Caleb Hall is going to the motos. Oh, a little kick out there at the rear end. See if the gap drops down lower, down to under 5 seconds, but still, I mean, that is a tall task. And now we're getting to the point of the racetrack where things are kind of getting easier. They're just straight corner, straight corner, straight corner, as long as he doesn't slide out in one of these ruts. And he will have this no problem. Robert Wilson up front takes the win. Easy peasy lemon squeezy for him. Pachone and Hockey look like they are relatively safe as well. Ethan Parks throwing caution to the wind here on this last lap, trying to get close. But Caleb Hall just has one corner still to go. Over the hill, down the backside, and tucks to the inside. Just easy last turn, and Caleb Hall goes to the motos. Ethan Parks crosses 2.4 seconds down in 5th. Ian Holm, looks like he is going to give us a show here. Backflips over the hill in 6th. 7th is August Sanders. Oh, Cole Gress, and I don't know who that was. Lap rider. August Sanders, though, by the way, everybody has a UID in this game, and you probably know what your UID is. Maybe you know what some of your friends' UID is. But that UID that is given to you is the exact number person who ordered the game. So if your UID 32715, you are the 32,715th person to have purchased MX Simulator. Well, this man right here, August Sanders, has UID number 2. The only person with a UID lower than him is the game creator himself, Josh Vanderhoof. So the first ever person to actually have purchased the game and been given a UID from his purchase was this man right here, and it's still kind of cool to see that he races in this game. By the way, Tyler Fresky, big shout out to you donating $1.99 in chat. Says, how's the new job treating you? Watched since Verb. That's really cool, man. I like always hearing people that have either been fans of me or watched my videos, as you said, since my Verb Moto days back in the day. But yeah, the job is great. Racer X is, I mean, I can't be happier there. It is so fun being able to get back and work in the industry as much as I have been. And a lot of that thanks goes to every single one of you guys who have tuned in to watch tonight. Like, seriously, I am not in the industry and the person that I am and where I am in life without the support of you guys. I'm not privy to that at all. I completely know how much you guys have meant to my career and my life. So seriously, a huge thank you to all of you, including you, Tyler, who's been around for a while. And yeah, job's awesome. Robert Wilson, and I think that's Cole Gress, are just still pounding motos out here. Well, Puma, August may have never been good, but he still is better than you at MX Simulator. And for those of you that are about to freak out by that, that's a kind of an inside joke. Thanks, Tyler. Another $1.99 donation. Really appreciate that, buddy. And says, always wanted you to win, brother. Keep it up. Hey, I am going to keep it up until I am no longer breathing on this planet. I love motocross. I just love sharing stories and cool tidbits and playing video games with you, awesome people, and experiencing life to the fullest. So really appreciate it. By the way, people in chat that are maybe going to jump over Puma for that comment, Puma XCS is almost as OG as August. I think his UID is 33. You could correct me if I'm wrong, Puma, but Puma has been around for freaking ever, and really nice guy, like super mild-mannered dude. So don't jump on him too hard. Oh man. All right, well, while we wait to load in for the motos here, I might as well jump on screen and say hello to you folks once again. Of course, Kellen Brauer in booth, bringing you guys the action here at the first round of the Ride365.com Nationals in 2020 WW Ranch this week. And 450 action about to get started. We're going to have, of course, two 30-minute plus 2-lap motos. And while I'm on camera, I wanted to do a quick shout-out once again to this SYS merchandise. You could get this shirt right here. I mean, maybe not the one that I'm wearing. I don't think I'm going to take it off my back and ship it to you. But if you go down to the description below right now, there is a link to our merchandise page. You can check out. We have shirts. We have coffee mugs. We have tank tops. We have sweaters. We have stickers. And it's all just our branded line right now. I'm going to have more merchandise coming out eventually, but I don't think enough people know that we even have merchandise, so I just try to plug in when I can. You know, we get a cut of that merchandise, so appreciate it if you guys would check it out because it's supporting our brand and it's, you know, a cool shirt, I guess, in the end. So just saying, you know, if you want to, you know, you don't have to, but if you want to, just saying. James Cohen wants to go to bed. Oh, man. JR Petsco? Sorry if I said your name wrong. Petsco? Wants to know, have I been to Morgantown yet? I have, actually, but I haven't been to Morgantown since I started working for RacerX. Interestingly enough, I actually interviewed for RacerX back in 2017 and spent a day in Morgantown back then. I actually went to like this little local burger diner in downtown Morgantown and spent a couple hours at the RacerX office. And this is when I was just trying to get a job way back in 2017, and I didn't get that job, but hey, it worked out in the end. So I'm sure I'll go to Morgantown sometime soon. Alrighty, folks. Some of the best 450 riders in the world in MX Simulator are about to line up and do battle for 30 minutes plus 2. And you are the fortunate group of people that get to sit here and watch it. I'll tell you what, man, these guys are nuts. They're so fast in this game. Aliens, I always call them. By the way, BH Blackhawk 50, I have to work Thursday, so I cannot go to Glen Helen with you. I'm sorry. I wish I could. It sounds like a lot of fun, but I just cannot, so I apologize. All right, folks, let's get this season kicked off in style. It's time to go racing here in Florida. It's the WW Ranch National in the 450 class. Looks like the number 2, which I believe was Jack Haley, almost got to the corner first, but it's going to be Adam Holm on the inside. Atom.com, number 17, grabs that whole shot. Right behind him, though, is the 5, and immediately getting passed by the 5, I should say. Well, actually, Tiberino down the inside on the 77 gets it, but the 5 of Gebhardt around the outside gets it done. Holy Kawasaki's Batman. There's 4 of them inside of the top 4. Although someone just got pushed wide. I think Jack Haley moved up into 3rd, but it's Gebhardt. Oh, he does get landed on by Tiberino. Goes off the track. Haley takes full advantage, takes over the race lead. Gebhardt trying to get back on the track safely. Swap City down the middle of the racetrack as everybody comes funneling in. And Seabold had moved into 2nd. He goes down. He gets literally ran over by Gebhardt. Oh my goodness, what is going on here early on? All right, so let's settle in here. It's Haley from Leitzel, Adam Holm, Race Carlin, Dylan Copeland's up here. We got Brandon Holmes, Gebhardt falls back, Hunter Root's in the mix, Jeremy Cohenauer, and Chase Blakely inside of the top 10 early on. Jet Wisdom's also in the mix, Ash Deering, Hunter Porch just off the back of this group. The 71s of Ohashi's got a good start, as does Prokop. And Root's down in the rollers. Hunter Root on the 330 hits the deck. Former Supercross champion in this game. Never quite got that outdoor championship, but there was some controversy one year that may have stifled his opportunity at taking it. So it's Haley who's starting to open up a little bit of a gap out front. The Jack Daniels Racing number 2 trying to immediately make amends here for things that happened in Supercross. He picked up a win in his first GP after not winning all season long in his title defense indoors. And now he's trying to carry that momentum outdoors here. As he leads across the line, lap number 1 of the books here at WW Ranch. It is still Haley from Leitzel, Adam Holm in third, Carlin, Gebhardt inside of the top 5. Copeland's up here, Holmes, Blakely, Wisdom, Prokop, Deering, Dylan Long, yard sales. Last night his team name was Kellen Smells, and this time his team name is Kellen is my daddy. I love Dylan Long, what a great guy. So a lot of people just went around him, though. He was inside of the top 10. Drops now behind Jet Wisdom. Zach Prokop trying to go down the inside of Jet Wisdom. He's going to make that move. We got Ash Deering in here. These 450 guys, they're seemingly a little bit more relaxed early in the running. And interestingly enough, Alexis Leclerc, who's the defending champion, is not elected to wear the red plates for some reason, even though he's the defending champion. So he's trying to make some moves. He's going to end up right here behind Adam Holm and Jet Wisdom as they come over the hill. Former arch rivals Adam Holm and Alexis Leclerc. They seem to be playing really nice with each other these days, which is, great for them, but terrible for us viewers because we really like that rivalry. But Adam Holm playing nice with Leclerc now, and Leclerc just saying, "I'll beat you anyway," or probably saying something like, "Ho, ho, ho, I'll beat you anyway," as he pulls away and tries to run down Jet Wisdom. So you can see this freight train, though. I mean, these 450 guys, so fast and really just so quickly developing into like just a line of riders. It doesn't take long, but they just start doing freight train level stuff. Dylan Copeland has moved into second. Logan Leitzel into third. Chase Blakely is in fourth. And this little 3 train is kind of pulled away from the battle going on behind them. They have lost touch with Haley, who is really opening up the lead there. So Leitzel swinging outside, trying to line up a move, perhaps on Copeland. Outside again. Really gets the power down on that 450, but is it enough to drive down the straightaway? Oh, Leitzel almost gets the move done there. Copeland holding strong, though. Let's see if Leitzel gets a drive down the rollers here. He launches deep into the sand. Down to the other side. Gets stopped and swings to the outside. He likes these outside lines, but not working just yet. It might work now, though. Down the inside of Copeland into this corner. Copeland trying to fend off, and Leitzel gets the spot. Got to be careful, though, because here comes young Jason Anderson. Logan Leitzel getting passed by Blakely, perhaps. Around the outside. Nicely done. Chase Blakely into third, and now trying to go after Dylan Copeland. Oh, and now Blakely goes down. So Prokop goes by, as does Gebhardt, Ash Deering, Adam Holm, Race Carlin, and then Blakely gets up and immediately lawn darts to the other side of the track, a double fall off. He was just battling for third. He's now behind Kohenauer, and here comes Leclerc, who had reportedly gone down again. Leclerc is back in 14th right now. So Leclerc trying to go to work his way towards the front, and Blakely now has to deal with Kohenauer and Adam Holm just ahead of him. Look at this, Leclerc peeking inside, just kind of moves Kohenauer aside there. here's Leclerc outside, inside option, gets Blakely. And Leclerc continues his march to the front. Next up would be Adam Holm on his target list. I miss Kevin Gonzalez. He's snuck in here. Colton Mitchell, Brandon Holmes, all with some good rides as well so far. Race Carlin, atom.com. So we had a shift here. Kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop. We had some Panini riders like Atom, Adam Holm, and MV Films riders like Race Carlin combined to have atom.com. So Panini still exists and MV Films still exists, but they're just both with less riders now suddenly than they had before. Well, maybe they have more riders. I mean, it did seem like they actually expanded their efforts, but who knows? So Carlin trying to work on Ash Deering just ahead of him. Here's Walter Gebhardt giving Dylan Copeland the business. Pulls up alongside of him. This is going to be for third, because just up the road of him is Logan Leitzel. Nobody's touching Jack Haley right now. Haley ripping at the front. Has opened up a nice steady gap on the field. So Gebhardt trying to reel in Leitzel. Deering still has Carlin right behind him. Colt Mitchell just sitting here. Brandon Holmes. Here's this battle, though, kind of brewing. We got Gonzalez, Prokop, Leclerc in a bit of a train. Oh, and Holmes just went down. So Leclerc gets 3 spots for the price of 1. Everybody gets stacked up, and Adam Holm followed Leclerc through that corner. So Leclerc continues his march forward. Prokop has dropped a little bit further back. Kohenauer still in the mix here. Kevin Gonzalez. So all these guys just trying to sort themselves out here early on. A lot of this 450 action depends on starts and consistency in the beginning, depending on where you're going to finish. Starting up front and being blazing fast, but crashing early is really bad. It's really hard to recover from that. But if you are a consistent rider, you're running times that are close to some of the top times, but not so far off that you're dropping through the field significantly, you can start up front and you can usually stay up front, which is a lot of times what we see with some unfamiliar faces who normally get bad starts, get good starts. They run up at the front. Nice little train here. Ash Deering has Colton Mitchell and Logan Leitzel right behind him. Looking on the map, though, you can see the green dot right side of your screen just all alone out front. Big gap for Haley. You might say, I could be wrong, but you might say he's a little disappointed with his Supercross efforts. 2019 champion, 0 wins in 2020. Trying to erase that history immediately here at WW Ranch, though. 10 minutes about to be down, 20 minutes and 2 laps left to go. And we're on board right now with Mad Capes, Logan Leitzel trying to close up on Colton Mitchell just ahead of him. And then, of course, Ash Deering just up the road as well. Does he have Leclerc right behind him? Yeah, he does. Leclerc has actually caught this group, and he did so quite quickly. Let's see lap times for the champ. He's moved around somebody. 2:01.3. Was that Copeland down, perhaps, I think? Oh, Leclerc gets put to the ground. We just switched over. Not sure if that was intentional, but Logan Leitzel had hopped the rut, and Leclerc, man, what's his deal? He did this in the GPs yesterday. He gets up like slow motion and kind of sits there for a second. Did he type in chat? No. Eric Thompson, another $2. He says, every moto dono, these dudes and girl are aliens. That is very true. These dudes and girl are aliens. Is Sabrina racing today? Didn't even notice. Yep, she is. Look at this. Sabrina Ritzler, MX Simulator's fastest girl. hitting the track once again. She's currently running 21st, so just outside of a points-paying position. But she has always been blazing fast. Putting another solid ride here. I'd say before this is over, she's battling for some points. So Adam Holm now has Dylan Copeland just ahead of him, and he's trying to make the move on the 35. Getting right up onto his exhaust pipe, but then blows the inside rut, so he might get passed here by the Tegrity number 36. They look so similar. I mean, like, seriously, it looks like they could be teammates because the Tegrity setup here for Prokop looks a lot like Eli Tomax, although he's wearing a Alpine Stars helmet, it looks like. But, you know, then Adam Holm's setup looks a lot like Adam Cianciarulo's, so looks like they could just be Monster Energy Kawasaki teammates, but they're not. They're on different teams. And Prokop, nope, going to square back to the other side. There's Leclerc lurking in the background on the 1. And look at this move from Prokop. Nice inside move. Gets the pass done on Holm. Love that switchback option because there's so many different lines that these guys have been utilizing throughout the racetrack. And then they get to that switchback, and it's almost like they're not really sure which one's the best. And Holm went defensive. Prokop went on the offensive. Oh, and Leclerc gets hit by Holm again. Holm was jumping out of the inside rut to not land on Copeland. So second time, 2 laps in a row. Leclerc down right before the mechanics area there. He won't be too stoked on that one, but it is what it is. I'm not sure about the Leitzel contact to begin with, but that one was definitely incidental. I think Holm was just trying to avoid Copeland and just happened to jump out to the rut Leclerc was coming into. And we got a rider down. Walter Gebhardt off the track on the 5. Sketchy getting back on right there with Prokop coming through. Again, looks like they're teammates or something. They're not. This is the Panini Motorsports number 5 to the Tegrity number 36 of Zach Prokop. But I could see why it looks like they're teammates. Oh, Leitzel on Deering. Who gets to drive in the rollers? Oh, Leitzel gets that corner so much better. Carries a lot of momentum and trying to put the pressure here on Colton Mitchell on the 6 just ahead of him. As they go through the rollers. So this would be your battle for 3rd kind of brewing here. Little kind of battle for 4th more than anything because Leitzel has Deering right behind him and they've lost touch a little bit with Mitchell. So Reyes Carlin very quietly snuck into 2nd here on the atom.com number 12. And the General having a good start to his national campaign here with a solid P2 right now. Now, how far back of Jack Haley is he? He's just pretty far back, I would say. You know, he's got a 22-second deficit to make up, and Haley looks like he is kind of in cruise control already out front. He's just about to peak to the halfway point, and he's been putting in super consistent lap times in the low 201, 202 range, just at a 203 last time by. Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough to beat this combo. And Haley, to his credit, like I said, has come out firing since Supercross with a GP win right off the bat, had a share of the red plates at Valkenswaard, and now actually has the red plates in the Grand Prix Championship because he won the Grand Prix yesterday at Argentina. So Haley, maybe strategically, towards the end of Supercross, he was throwing a lot more attention to the outdoor campaign. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before, but I could see it happening because this game, the elevation of the game and how fast these guys are going these days, if you can have a slight upper hand, a little bit more testing, a little bit more figured out on your bike, and a little bit better feel for the outdoors when you come into the outdoor campaign, you might be able to just go right into a winning streak and not have to think about it, where guys like Jeremy Siebel, even someone like Alexis Leclerc, who wasn't really in the championship fight down the stretch, it still seemed like they were going for Supercross wins down the stretch there, and Haley definitely started falling off the pace there with about 2 or 3 rounds to go. So curious if that would be the case. So here's Carlin second. Mitchell still third. Logan Leitzel running in fourth. Ash Deering back here in fifth. Walter Gebhardt is in sixth, but here comes the champ. Alexis Leclerc around the outside. And does he go outside again? Gebhardt defends the outside. Very nicely done. Hard to do that. Hard to have eyes in the back of your head like that when you have someone like Leclerc breathing down your neck. They're actually catching Ash Deering a little bit here, so this might turn into a battle for the 5 spot before long here. Got a request for an onboard lap, so why not? Go on board the Lexus Leclerc and see what it looks like. Let's actually just listen to what it's like to get into one of these battles, the intensity. Oh, well, he just got around Gebhardt, but he's still got to get around Deering, so let's listen in. Holy smokes, a 59 dead out of Leclerc that time by. Sorry if I just woke up your neighbors with me yelling. But Leclerc laying down the afterburners right now. He just put 2 passes in on that lap when we were on board with him. Obviously he passed Gebhardt, but then he also went around Leitzel. And he also made the pass on Ash Deering. I forgot about that at the beginning. So that is some mental stuff out of Leclerc just running qualifying laps right now in the moto. But it's kind of what you have to do, especially when you put yourself at a big disadvantage with a bad start like he has had here. Still looking pretty strong for potentially landing second here. Mitchell is only, what, about 3 seconds ahead of him, and another 3 seconds up the road is Race Carlin. And here is Carlin still in that 2 spot. So these guys are probably unsuspecting to the fact that Alexis Leclerc just put in a 159 behind them. But he's coming. He is coming, folks. The defending champion Alexis Leclerc knows how to win these races. He knows how to put down hot laps. "20 minutes down, 10 minutes and 2 laps left to go." Jack Haley still holds a whopping 24-second lead on Race Carlin, but it seems like this battle for second is really going to start heating up quick. Oh, but there it is. He went down. Caught a rut wrong, and Leclerc's off the bike. There goes Leitzel back by. Is Holm going to get there in time? I don't think so. He's just coming through the corner now. He's going to be side by side with him, but I think Leclerc's going to hold it. He's just going to block him off on the table anyway. So Leclerc carrying momentum through. And he is now back in 5th behind Logan Leitzel. He's 36 seconds off the lead. And oh, here's Mitchell down. Mitchell down out of 3rd. Gets up behind Leitzel, so now he's 4th. I mean, people won't give him credit, but I feel like you gotta give Adam Holmes some credit here because he did kind of start back there with Leclerc, And although he was in front of Leclerc, he's done a really nice job of sticking with him here and trying to salvage some good points. Well, a little mistake there from Leclerc, but I think he was actually kind of just reacting to a small bobble that was made out of Mitchell. And then Leclerc ends up sideways in the track again, so Holm goes around him. Oh, man, and Gebhardt has to come to a complete stop, or else he would have just plowed into Leclerc there. So something going wrong here for the number 1 Rockstar Husky. Just when he had his wits about him and was closing up onto second, he has started going backwards a little bit, and now has Walter Gebhardt peeking down the inside, and he jumps into him on the 5 and makes the pass. Leclerc had to back out of the challenge, and Gebhardt goes on through. That's a great name. Naveen in chat says the El Chupa Wallman. Walter Gebhardt, known as Wallman by most people. El Chupa Wallman is a great name for Walter Gebhardt, because I never really liked the nickname Giblets, which is what Awood has always called him. But El Chupa Wallman has now moved in front of Alexis Leclerc, and he's up to 6th. Adam Holm now finds himself excuse me, in 5th. Excuse me. Good gravy. Colt Mitchell up here in 4th. Logan Leitzel up to 3rd. Carlin still 2nd. And Jack Haley. I mean, let's just do a head-on shot. Let's see where I can get a head-on shot here of Haley. I'm trying to think where a good shot would be to just kind of see the gaps and how far out in front he is. The sand rollers. Oh, and just as I say that, he goes down. But I mean, his lead is so huge. Like, he's going to get up and still have a 2 straightaway lead. There's Carlin going by on the right side of your screen in 2nd. And now Haley has to go around the outside of Dylan Long, who is flipping in front of him. So actually, this isn't as smooth sailing as I thought, but I still want to get an indication of the gaps here real quick. As Haley continues to lead, it's a 17-second lead. It was out to about 27 seconds, but obviously he just crashed. And we'll just kind of see how far back it is to Leclerc in 6th, as Haley's going to come up to the rollers here. And we'll just give a quick indication where everybody is. So there's Haley. And we will wait a while. There's Race Carlin coming in on the 12. And that is a lapped rider right there. I think that is 99. But behind him is his teammate, Logan Leitzel in 3rd. Here's 4th, Colton Mitchell. 5th, Adam Holm. Right behind Mitchell there. And then, I went one too far back. Here's 6th. Alexis Leclerc has gotten back around Walmart, whatever you want to call him. Walter Gebhardt. So he's in 6th now. Top 20 rundown on the Sky Shot. The problem is, I know these guys' names, and I kind of know where they are in the running order, but unless I have the running order in front of me, it's really hard to remember where everybody is in the running order, so I can just yell names out, but I don't know if it'll be the top 20 or not. So we'll do a top 20 rundown anyway, because people asked for it. Why don't we go out front and start with Jack Haley on the Jack Daniels Racing number 2. This top 20 rundown is brought to you by the folks at Ride365.com, because they are on board here sponsoring as the title sponsor of the Nationals this season, and your one-stop shop for all your gear, clothing, apparel, hard parts needs. Go to Ride365.com and check them out today. They bring you this top 20 rundown, which currently is being led by Jack Haley on the Jack Daniels Racing number 2. Race Carlin in 2nd on the atom.com number 12. The General holding strong. Colton Mitchell on the Panini Motorsports number 6. He runs in 3rd. Adam Holm on the atom.com number 17 runs in 4th. So atom.com 2-4, nicely done. Alexis Leclerc on the Rockstar Husky number 1 has moved up to 5th. Ahead of Logan Leitzel on the Mad Cave number 18, who has dropped back to 6th. Here is 7th. It's Salty Walty Walter Gebhardt, Panini Motorsports number 5. Back here in 7th. 8th for Ash Deering on the BPC number 20. Solid ride for the man on the 2-0. 9th right now for his teammate, Chase Blakely, on the 21. and he has just kind of hovered around the top 10 most of this race thus far. The final top 10 position goes to Jeremy Cohenauer on the MV Films, number 13, but not for long because he just crashed. So that is now going to hand it over to Seth Garrett on the VlastMX.com, number 92, as Garrett finds his way around Cohenauer, who drops back to 11th. Here's Kevin Gonzalez, who just got passed, I should say, so 12th now. Dylan Copeland, Tagger Designs on the number 35. 13th, Takatoji, number 33 of Kevin Gonzalez. 14th, his teammate, the number 30 of Devin Davis. 14th, I should say, Reed Young, who just went down and handed it over to Dominic Tiberino. Actually, this 15th, I should say, the Tegrity, number 77 of Dominic Tiber nipples up here. Austin Eklund on the Odyssey MX, number 37, moves into 16th. 17th for Reed Young on the Tegrity, number 42. 18th for Brandon Holmes on the Rival decal number 62. 19th for Hunter Root on the SwapMotoLive.com number 330. And 20th is his teammate, number 58, Joseph Pilsner. That's a top 20 rundown brought to you by Ride365.com. Check him out today. Haley continues to lead. Find ourselves a close battle. Oh, this one. Teammates. Devin Davis, Kevin Gonzalez battling with each other. Not too far in front of Dylan Copeland on the 35, who's trying to mix it up a little bit as well. So it's a little three-rider train right here, and this is the battle for 12th. They're behind Jeremy Cohenauer. See if Devin Davis can get a drive on his teammate. Looks like they've dropped Dylan Copeland just a little bit now. Inside move, but doesn't quite get there. And a friendly reminder, Danger Zone 12 in chat. Yesterday in the GPs, Devin Davis and Alexis Leclerc got into a bit of a punting match-off. Not sure what caused the initial aggression between the two of them, but I do know Leclerc was the first one to make the contact. He punted Devin Davis 2 corners before the finish, not of the race, but the finish line jump at Argentina. I think it was somewhere around like 18, 19 minutes into the moto. It was deep in the moto, and Davis was riding well. Got up, and Leclerc was behind him, so Leclerc had to catch and pass him again. Did. And then Davis sent it and punted him back in the same corner a couple laps later. And then Davis came in afterwards and said he's very unhappy with Leclerc's riding and that he is going to get him back at some point. So keep an eye on Devin Davis as he goes around the outside of Kevin Gonzalez to move up here into 12th. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get that retaliation on Leclerc in this moto, but still something to keep an ear out for. Here is Leclerc now closing up onto the back of Holm. And it looks like they are now behind Colt Mitchell, so I think this is a little three-rider train here. It's actually a four-rider train, I should say, because Carlin's just at the front of it. So we got 4 riders stacked together. Inside move, Leclerc gets Holm for 4th. And Leclerc trying to march forward late in this one. The 30-minute mark has just passed. That was a lapped rider off the inside of the track. I think that was Kyler Hockey. I'm not going to swear to it. Oh, and there is a mistake out of Carlin, and Leclerc hits him and goes down. Carlin was a little misfortunate there to have gone down and coughed up second, but as he was trying to get up and go, Leclerc comes through the corner, clips him, and goes down. Leclerc is just in a battle with himself this moto. He's crashed too many times. Unfortunate for him. It does move Colton Mitchell to 2nd and Adam Holm up to 3rd. And Jack Haley continues to lead, so he must have just got the 2-lap board as he crossed the finish line jump. All the mechanics have their pit boards out. Anthony Pachone on the 127 trying to not get in the way of this battle for second between Colton Mitchell and Adam Holm. Adam Holm jumps on his back, and he's off the bike. So his teammate, Rayce Carlin, goes through. Here comes Leclerc over the top of the hill. He's not going to get there in time, though. So Holm gets up still in fourth. Man, Leclerc must have been down for a long time. So Holm was trying to go for second, now finds himself fourth, and may be soon under attack from our defending champion, Alexis Leclerc. So what does Leclerc have up his sleeve? He passed Holm in this spot here last time by, so Holm goes inside to defend. They both kind of mess up the corners, so Holm kind of just gets the drive back going and holds the position. And right now he's actually pulled out a little bit of a gap on Leclerc, so nice job to respond well to the pressure. Rayce Carlin a little further up the road still sits third. So all of these guys are still close enough together that it just is going to take a couple weird things happening, and Leclerc looks like he must have just had a slight fall again because he's lost touch with Adam Holm a little bit. Holm going through the corner now. Leclerc just entering the rollers, and Logan Leitzel trying to sneak back into the picture. Ash Deering also having a really good ride. Walter Gebhardt was charging forward late, but right now kind of has stifled his momentum just a little bit. And Chase Blakely back here. I believe still this is 9th. So 10th is Davis. You got around Kohenauer. On the number 30 Takatoji Yamaha, Davis on the move. Gets himself up inside of the top 10 here late. Kohenauer is going to try to fight back. Through the rollers they go. Kohenauer looks like he got a great drive through here. Let's see if he can parlay it into a move through this roller section. Davis seems to have just a little bit outpowered him into the next section. And then makes a mistake, so Kohenauer responds to that, goes around him and gets back into 10th, but he thinks this battle isn't over, and we'll come back to it. Walter Gebhardt was just down, so here comes Blakely, trying to make the move on him. Battles down the stretch. Uh-oh, Rayce Carlin might be getting caught by Alexis Leclerc here on the final lap of the race. Adam Holm has moved up into third. Colton Mitchell is in second, but this is the man right now, people. Jack Haley, 21-second lead. And as mentioned, I think he would fully admit Supercross didn't go as planned in his title defense season. This is the first time I've seen of him rocking the number 2, though, so this is kind of cool. Number 1 all Supercross season long, of course. But this is his new career number after winning that Supercross championship in 2019. But he's going to start off the outdoors with something he just couldn't quite clip off in Supercross, and that's going to be a race victory. His title defense indoors didn't work out, but his title run outdoors is starting off on the right foot as Jack Haley comes through and takes the win in Moto number 1 at WW Ranch. A nice front flip over the line to boot. Uh-oh, Leclerc has gone back around Holm. Holm went down, I guess, because Rayce Carlin is right behind Leclerc once again, so Leclerc might be getting third in this moto. Unless Carlin has something to say about it late here. Oh, a little mistake, Leclerc. Mitchell does finish second, and Leclerc through the final corner does get third. He beats Carlin by 0.8 of a second, and Leitzel almost got to Holm in the end. They come across 5th and 6th. Deering looks like he's got 7th wrapped up. Here is the battle for 8th, though. It is Blakely versus Gebhardt. Looks like Gebhardt may have stretched it out just a little bit. You can tell Blakely just wants one more shot at him here in these last couple corners, and we're going to stick with this battle. See if Blakely has something in this last turn he can manage. Oh, Gebhardt, a little mistake. Blakely's going to try inside. Gebhardt goes for the defense, so Blakely swings wide. Let's see if this line works around the outside. Almost got there, but he just missed out 0.2 of a second in the end. It was Gebhardt 8th. Timberino looks like he got up into 10th, so something happened between Davis and Konauer we missed. But Timberino is going to take full advantage of that to go up into 10th. That puts Konauer 11th, Gonzalez 12th, and Davis drops all the way back to 13th here late. So unfortunate there for the 30. Dylan Copeland comes through here in 14th. He looks like he's got that wrapped up. James Ohashi putting TM on the map here. The TM C4 Designs TMFR machine has a solid moto to go in here, and he's about to finish this one up in 15th. If he can hold off Seth Garrett for a couple more corners. And he indeed does so. 15th, James Ohashi, nicely done there. Seth Garrett. And then Reed Young 17th, and the final man on the lead lap was Austin Eklund. So Kyle Carpenter and Joseph Pilsner scored points, but they were a lap down. And looks like Blakely got, no, I'm sorry, Konauer got Timberino on cuts. So Konauer ends up in 10th. Carlin does get Leclerc on cuts. So Leclerc had 1.01 seconds of cuts, and in the end that drops him to 4th. But it is still Haley confirmed Moto 1 winner, dominating fashion. And we now head to a little bit of a 5-minute break. 5-minute break will be announced in the chat here in just a minute. But again, this is the moment where if you guys have some questions that you'd like to ask me, this is a little Ask Me Anything segment about the game or anything really, just let me know. And I'm sitting here and I will be happy to answer. Man, this dude's drawing skills is great. And then this is a high resolution pit board here. Love you, dude. TT for lunch. Plus 2.0. Sup. You're a goon. WW Ranch, though. Really nicely done here by the Race Factory Gaming track crew. Did they put a weird gator over here in the swamp area? Like the MX vs. ATV people did? Nah, but that's okay. It's kind of helicoptering around the racetrack right now. We'll stay right here. Looks like a nice spot. How about we go sit alongside the tabletop here and let's see if anybody's got some big whips for us if they come around. All right, what are people talking about in chat? I have no idea where Spencer Turley is, unfortunately. It was not my day to keep track of him. Let's see. Andrew Peakman wants to know, what do I do for Racer X? My job title is the online content editor at Racer X Illustrated. So my day-to-day job really kind of mostly is site work. So basically, like, you know, we have a lot of contributors. They send us articles. We edit said articles and turn them into beautiful pieces of artwork on the website, you know, complete with photos and perfect structure and all that stuff like that. But I do occasionally write pieces on my own. I write a column every now and then. I do interviews with some athletes as well. And obviously, kind of the main thing that I do right now, one of the big things that people have been seeing me do is I do those race examination videos over at Racer X as well, which have kind of taken off a little bit. I'm glad people are enjoying those, so that's good. And yeah, I've done some film work. I've filmed some of Kiefer's bike test videos. Filmed a Mitch Payton's garage finds video with Steve Mathis. I was just kind of, when you work for a company like Racer X, it doesn't have endless resources, so you just kind of become an everyman. You just do a lot of different things. Kellen, why Jeremy finished so bad? I do not know, Joe Stetson. Do you think Peter Leicht will be Prime Minister for Canada one day? Well, he'll be Prime Minister of my suspension setup, probably. Another cat versus mouse MX Simulator video. Yeah, I think I have one sitting that needs to be released. So maybe I'll edit that tonight after this video's over and put that out tomorrow. Carrie Fleming asking that question. People like the cat and mouse videos. That was some good fun. What happened to AMs? AMs are still going on. I think the first round is this Saturday, and then there'll be Sundays after that. So check your local racefactorgaming.com website for all the details on that. I should do this for MX ATV All Out. Yeah, I mean, like, I'd love to, but there's not really a good way to just yet. Eventually, I'm sure they'll add in more opportunities for that. And to be honest with you, it kind of sucks that there's not full gates and All Out. You know, there's like 12 riders. So, but eventually. Look at, we got people throwing whips and hitting the jump. That's kind of cool. Let's see. How did I find out about MXS? So, I knew about MXS for a while because I'd seen some videos on it, and I actually, in 2011, I didn't own the game. I didn't play the game or anything, obviously, but I just paid attention to the Supercross season. Like, JLV kept updating stats on mxsimulator.com about the Supercross season. You could look at the stat files and the server logs and stuff like that. So I watched some of that stuff and like was just like noticing it, and then I started watching just more YouTube videos of it, and it really got me into it. And two videos in particular really got me into it. So I always credit these two the most with getting me into the game. One was Robros02, who's a legendary video creator in the game. He's from Norway. Really, really nice guy. His name's Robin Rosenwinch. He had a video on the 2010 track contest that I watched on YouTube. So I started watching that video, and I just got hyped for the game, wanted to buy it. But the video that super sold me on it was a man by the name of Jeff Scott. Moto X Jeff was his name to most people, or most people knew him as Moto X Jeff. He had a video called, I think it's called like Best of MXS Vent or something like that. It was like a 7-minute like movie of it, where it's just like sick whips and transfers, and such a good video. So after I watched those two videos, I was like, I'm buying this game. Are you who posts the articles with pics? Yeah, on RacerX, it's me. Jason Wygant also does stuff where we set up articles, and Mitch Kendra honestly does the most work, I would say. Like, he's the real MVP behind the scenes. He is our, I think he's called the online content manager of the site. Mitch Kendrick crushes it, and he's the one who usually sets up most of the posts, but I do set up some of the posts sometimes. Like tomorrow, for example, I'll help out setting up like race day feed and Instapics and stuff like that we post on the site. So, but Mitch Kendra, definitely, you guys should go follow Mitch Kendra. He's a freaking beast. Call my winner for Moto 2. I think Leclerc is coming back, people, but we'll see what happens. Is Monster Cup still on plan for 2020 in real life? I don't think so, but we'll have to see when it comes about. I mean, outdoors is going to go basically into when Monster Cup would have happened, so to speak, like because of how many rounds they're still trying to get in and when they're going to be starting outdoors. So I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. I mean, Supercross, they like a lot of stuff like that. Let's see. I need to be at more post-race interviews like you were. Yeah, I actually, so these Zoom meetings that they've been having, I have access to join them, but every time we're going to have like 4 people on these Zoom post-race press conference calls tomorrow. Like, it seems like over too much of RacerX at some point, but maybe I'll jump on tomorrow. Depends on if my boss tells me to. Alrighty, folks. Thanks for all the questions. Appreciate it. That has been the intermission time. It's time to go racing in 450 Moto 2 at WW Ranch in the 450 class. Who is going to win this one? Let's drop that gate. Good start. Haley again. Leclerc peeking inside. Who's going to get the whole shot between the two of them? It'll be Jack Haley, hole shot. Leclerc trying to go to the lead immediately, and does. Alexis Leclerc to the front. Number 1 and 2 in your program book. Number 1 and 2 on the racetrack. I don't know if they're number 1 and 2 in your heart, but they are on the racetrack. And Walter Gebhardt sits in third on the number 5. He might move in a second, though, down the inside here alongside Haley. No, Haley fights back and moves back into the 2 spot. Oh man, Gebhardt trying to pull alongside. Oh man, and no! Gebhardt gets into the back of Haley. That was a disaster waiting to happen. And then Kohenauer runs him over, gets clipped by someone on a Yamaha that was going by. Must have been James Armstrong, and then got pirouetted to the ground. So that just caused a big stack up. So Jack Haley now settles back into second. Look at Leclerc. The lead already for Leclerc out front. Logan Leitzel sitting here in second, or in third, I should say, behind Jack Haley. Fourth for James Armstrong. Fifth for Kyle Carpenter. So some names that we really didn't see in the first moto. Then we got Adam Holm in the mix as well. Adam Holm coming through here. Let's do a really quick look at who is inside of the top 10. Alexis Leclerc leads from Jack Haley early on. Logan Leitzel just was way off the track, comes back on still third. James Armstrong is fourth. Adam Holm is fifth. Kyle Carpenter in sixth. Seventh for Brandon Holmes. Eighth, Kyler Hockey. Ninth, Kevin Gonzalez. And 10th is Joseph Pilsner. I see Colton Mitchell a little bit further back there on the 6. He's getting mixed in. James Ohashi on the 71 is right here. So we got a nice little tight battle coming out of this corner. Ooh, Pilsner, nice whip. Around the outside, Ohashi gets the spot on Pilsner. Nicely done there for the 71. Pichon, Mitchell's coming through. He's bringing Gebhardt with him. Teammates trying to fight forward here. Number 6 and the number 5. Oh, rider down. That's Kevin Gonzalez on the 33 trying to get up. And Gebhardt takes advantage of that to kind of pick off his teammate and continue forward. Now he's trying to get to the inside there of Kyle Carpenter. And Joseph Pilsner just ahead of him as well. Launching the single, and oh man, I thought he was landing on Pilsner. Pilsner definitely looked like he was skittish on the landing there, landed and kind of slammed on the brakes not to get landed on, but fortunate to stay ahead. And Kyle Carpenter ended up in a really tough spot here. So many guys coming over, and yep, of course it would happen that way. The 77 of Tiberino hits him, and then just so many guys stacking up. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you just don't always have a spotter readily available. I don't know how many of these guys use spotters. When I raced, I always had a spotter. I always had someone trying to tell me where the positions were and trying to help me out. And vice versa, I would always spot for someone. But in that scenario, sometimes there's almost nothing you can do. You've been pinned to the inside line, even if your spotter's telling you someone's down on the other side. You might just send it over and hope. So let's kind of sort things out a little bit here because it's getting a little spread apart quickly. Leclerc has got a nice hefty lead going on right here. But even if he wins this moto, he won't win the overall. That goes to Jack Haley right now as they run with this 1-2 finish versus the 4-1 out of Leclerc. Remember, Leclerc, he crossed the line third, but on cuts at the end of the first moto, he dropped to fourth. So 4-1, not going to beat a 1-2. It's not going to beat a 1-3 either. So Haley just needs to settle into that second spot and pick up those solid points, and he has got himself red plates next week. So Leitzel trying to close up onto the back of Adam Holm here. James Armstrong still right ahead of them. So this is a nice little three-rider train for third. They've all lost touch with Jack Haley. He is well up the road now. In fact, didn't even see him flash through the screen there in the first corner. So he's long ahead of these guys. Oh, big crash. Leitzel swapped coming out of the start straight. So Gebhardt goes by. I think that's Brandon Holmes going by. Ohashi goes through, and then Mitchell. Is that Brandon Holmes? It is on the 62 rival decal machine. That's a that's a Bell helmet. I thought that was a TLD helmet. I was going to say, interesting combo there with the Alpine Stars to TLD helmet, but it's a Bell helmet. Back up front, and actually Haley's closed this thing down a little bit. 2017. A 2067 last time by, so Leclerc must have had a tip over somewhere at the end of that lap, and it's now extended back to 3 seconds. Curious to see, though, if these two get in a groove out front together. They're long out front into the lead. Wonder if Haley ramps up the intensity and starts trying to run down Leclerc. I mean, he obviously wants to win this overall, so once he knows that's safe and he's going to finish second no matter what, I would have to imagine he would then go for Leclerc for the win because he doesn't want to lose points to this man. Leclerc is so good, he will just throw 1-1s on the board all day long if you let him. So when you can, if you feel like you can beat him, if you can run his pace, it's a really good opportunity to take advantage of that. Looks like Leclerc just made another small mistake, and now it's down just about that 2-second mark. Scrubbing over the top of the hill. So 2 flat 0.7. Haley sets his fastest lap just in time to tip over. What did Leclerc run? 2 flat 0.2, and that was even with a big mistake on his part. So that's kind of crazy. He lost like 2 seconds there at the very end of the lap. So he may have even be headed for a 58 there. Adam Holm picking up some good points right here. He's ahead of Armstrong. Walter Gebhardt's trying to get into the mix. And Colton Mitchell has got James Ohashi in front of him now. Oh, down goes Ohashi, swapping out of the first corner. And then big mistake for Mitchell allows Leitzel through. So these guys are playing musical positions a little bit right here. Mitchell's going to peek inside in this corner, but nothing really doing there. Over this little hill and down into the valley. Leitzel just responding really well to the pressure thus far, this lead group here. I mean, he's surrounded by champions. That's why all these guys have single digits. And Leitzel just running up here like it's nobody's business. Not a champion in his own right. He won some Supercross races earlier this year, but fell late in that 250 East region title. So now he's just dealing with pressure from Mitchell and handling it accordingly. Although a little mistake there is probably going to cost him. Let's see if Mitchell has something lined up here through these back sections. Kind of inside options. Not really much else you can do. Here we go. Inside, Mitchell gets a good drive. Launches to flat, going to be almost bar to bar on the table here. Does he get the drive down off of it to make the pass? It's going to go far inside, and no, look at that. Leitzel responds and holds the position for now. They both tuck inside to get a better run through this corner. Inside again. Leitzel just reading him like a book. Riding so well. And setting sail after James Armstrong ahead of him on the 99. Oh, but that's not going to help. Big swap right there. And oh my goodness, Mitchell threading the needle along the left side of the track. Almost landed off the track, but makes the pass on Mitchell. And again, messes up that same corner. He just can't get it. He gets a little hook there every time. And so Leitzel immediately passes him right back. Adam Holm, Walter Gebhardt having a heated discussion over third place right now. Gebhardt looks like he has kind of laid claim to that stake, though, for the moment. Just over a second gap on Adam here, but number 17 machine, he's a feisty one. Of course, Adam Holm, probably the most remembered, I would say, for that last turn of the championship takeout that Leclerc put on him. They've basically went into the last race of the season tied, and whoever beat whom won, and they battled to the checkered flag for second. And Holm got him, charged up late, passed him, and then Leclerc sent it down hard into the last corner, took him out, won the championship. But Adam Holm has nothing to hang his hat or his head about there, because that one was one of the best races of all time. I don't think I had my voice for a couple days after that one. Kind of crazy. Colt Mitchell has got back around Logan Leitzel, so he finally made the pass stick somewhere. Leitzel has to go back to work. They both got around James Armstrong in the process. How about Anthony Pachone having a good moto here inside of the top 10? He runs 8th on the 127 Spin C ride. Or Spink, I don't know. S-P-I-N-C, I mean, it's all caps. I don't really know these names of these teams. Brandon Holmes, rival decal. Battling it out with Kyle Carpenter on the 43 Taggart Designs machine. Good battle here. These guys are really sending it through these rollers. Carpenter swings outside. Holmes goes inside. Which will work better? Holmes made a mistake. Carpenter gets the spot, then immediately crashes, so Holmes goes right back by. Says thank you very much. So Ohashi on the 71 will also get by Carpenter. The 37 and the 83 of Like also go through. 37 was Eklund here on the Odyssey MX team. Ooh, here's a battle continuing on. Leitzel and Holm. So something happened. Adam Holm dropped off the pace a little bit. Logan Leitzel took advantage of it. Man, Leitzel is ripping right now. He's trying to keep pace with Colt Mitchell ahead of him there on the 6. Oh, get that corner wrong, though, and Holm's going to try to fight back down the inside. And he's going to get to the inside, but does Leitzel's outside maneuver work? Wow, it does. Rips around the outside, holds the position, kind of comes across Holmes' nose there. I don't think Holmes is going to be too stoked on that one. Tries to fight back on the inside before the mechanics area, but Leitzel holds it on. Oh, thanks, Eric Thompson. Another $2 dropped off. That makes it 8 total because he's a beast. Says, last moto dono, thumbs up, everything you do, you the real MVP. No, Eric, hey, buddy. You're the real MVP. It's you. You know that song that Adele sings where she says like, "Hello, it's me." Just change the words to "It's you." That's what I should be saying to you, and then you can sing it to yourself as "Hello, it's me." I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. I'm just literally saying words. Alexis Leclerc, though, continues to lead at the 15-minute mark. And he is on his way to potentially taking a 4-1 score to the bank. Not good enough to win the overall, but still good points after a day that looked kind of rough at the beginning. Well, let's go ahead and do a top 20 rundown because we're halfway through the moto. Might as well. It's a good time to do it. This top 20 rundown is going to be brought to you by the folks at RaceFactoryGaming.com. As the Nationals have now begun, you find people sitting at home watching this race or watching it the next day or the next year on YouTube. Head over to RaceFactoryGaming.com and you can also sign up and race these events. Not necessarily the pro events. You can start racing with the amateurs or the novice class. The novice class is a free-to-race class, but the amateur class, pay to race, join up, have a good time, race the outdoor nationals, compete against your friends, and RaceFactoryGaming.com is the place to do it. So head over there and check it out. They bring you this top 20 rundown, which currently Alexis Leclerc leads here on the Rockstar Husky #1. And before I continue this on, I got to give a shout out to Tyler Fresky, who just said, sorry, I got a 1-up. And he just lays down $4.99 in chat like it's nobody's business. So thanks, Tyler Fresky. I see that you guys have just been in here going on a nostalgia trip. So that's some cool beans. I think you were the one that was saying that Kawasaki's was your favorite YouTuber back in the day, or like favorite sim video creator, I suppose. And yes, 46K is Kawasaki's. I actually really liked FSK gear, which Kawasaki's made. I wish he made more of it because it was some good stuff. Eric Thompson drops in an extra dono for making me spit out lemonade with that whisper. Well, I'm sorry that a lemonade went either out your mouth or through your nose or whichever department of your face it left. But I appreciate the donation, buddy. Thank you. Seriously. All these donations you guys are giving me tonight, literally, it's just going to diaper money. Like, I need to pay for diapers. I mean, I think we would have been fine. But it's nice to have the cash to help pay for our diapers. So thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. Let's continue with this top 20 rundown, though, brought to you by RaceFactoryGaming.com. Jack Haley, Jack Daniels Racing, #2, still sits in second, and currently sits in a position to win the overall with that ride as well. #5 on the Panini Motorsports KX for Fatty is Walter Gebhardt. He runs in third. Colt Mitchell running in fourth on the Panini Motorsports #6. And Logan Lights are right behind him in fifth on the Mad Cape #18. Adam Holm runs in seventh. Guys, you gotta let me get through this top 20 rundown. Oh my gosh. Is he seventh? I don't know what I'm doing. Sixth he is. Adam Holm is sixth. Atom.com #17. Seventh for James Armstrong on the Mad Cape #99. Eighth for Anthony Pachone on the Spink, Spin C, SPINC, whatever you want to call it, 127. Great ride for Pachone. Good turnaround moto so far. Ohashi putting TM Factory Racing on the map like it's nobody's business. TMFactoryracing.com. Great place to go. He just got around Pachone. He goes up into the 8 ride down, the C4 Designs TMFR machine. #71, Ohashi crushing it. Race Carlin, Atom.com. Moves up into 9th with that pass, so the #12 machine looking strong, and Pachone drops to 10th. Ash Deering, BPC #20 is 11th. Joseph Pilsner on the SwapMotoLive.com #58 is in 12th. 13th belongs to Peter Like on the #83 Panini Motorsports Ride. 14th for Hunter Porch on the MV Films #47. 15th Austin Eklund on the #37 Odyssey MX machine. 16th for Chase Blakely. Not for long though. 16th goes to Kyler Hockey on the MXS Magazine #79, and 17th now Chase Blakely, the BPC #21. 18th Brandon Holmes on the Rival Decal #62. 19th for Kyle Carpenter on the Tiger Designs #43. And the final points bank position goes to Reed Young on the Tegrity number 42 right now, but Kevin Gonzalez and Dominic Tiberino would like to have a word with him about that position. And that's been a top 20 rundown brought to you by the folks at racefactorgaming.com. Tyler Fresky, though, dropping off $9.99 in the chat. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate that. Says, better be careful. Sounds like a lawsuit. Yeah. But I appreciate the donation. Seriously, you guys are incredible. And thank you, MXKid823, for letting me know it's pronounced Spink, because I seriously did not know that. And to be honest with you guys, I had Leon Tai, who rides for the MYT Co. team, come into Discord today and tell me how his team is pronounced. Seriously, I'm totally fine with that. Like, if people think that I'd get mad at them for telling me how teams are pronounced, I'm totally good with it, because it makes it more professional, a better stream. I want it to be a better stream. So if I'm pronouncing the names of these teams correctly, obviously it's going to be better. So I appreciate you guys letting me know how to pronounce it. So Colton Mitchell looks like he is trying to close up on Jack Haley and do so in a hurry. It's a 2:01.6 last time by to a 2:13.3. Haley's now dropped a lot of time to Leclerc, and things are about to get interesting. .8 seconds in it, now down to 2.7. And you'll notice Mitchell starting to use some different lines than we're seeing the lead group doing. Like, you'll look at, as he comes into this corner, you'll see kind of the main lines everybody's taking. Middle ruts usually seem to be good, but he cops to the inside, just kind of carries speed throughout the corner, drops it down to 2.4 seconds. That's what you got to do. You just got to chip away tenths here and there, and eventually you'll start catching the guys ahead of you. Double through here. Colton Mitchell. So a 2:02.2 to a 2:03.5. He definitely caught him that lap, but towards the end there, just lost a little bit of time and now is back to about 3 seconds down. So he's got some work cut out for him. Haley looks like he's kind of responded to that pressure. Maybe he just realized that he was catching him there. Ooh, Gebhardt, big slide out. Not going to lose a position, but Logan Leitzel is coming into the picture here. Adam Holm not going to be thrilled with dropping down to 6th in this one. He was up in 3rd early on. Probably would have liked to stay there. Race Carlin. James Armstrong tips over in this corner. Here's Ohashi. Guy's kind of struggling a little bit. It doesn't seem as straightforward as it was. And Pichon down in this corner again. So Hunter Porch, excuse me, creeping up into the mix here. Oh, and Pichon was down. Porch and Duro's over him. And here comes Eklund into the picture. He's trying to go down the inside. Backs out of the challenge, goes outside instead. Both kind of scrub over the finish line jump. Eklund's going to try to peek inside here. Oh, but he gets hung up on the inside. Ruts. And Blakely swings around the outside on the 21 to make that pass. Ash Deering is still lurking back here, and I think that's Pilsner. It is. And then Reed Young just off the back of these guys. I think this is still, yeah, this is 16th place, so these guys still well and truly in points. In fact, 20th just went a lap down, Thomas Wilcox. As you can see, Kevin Gonzalez has the blue bar right here. So, again, anybody that's new to MX Simulator doesn't understand this racing or anything like that. This blue bar that appears across the bottom of the screen is essentially JLV's way of telling you that you're getting lapped. It's a blue flag in a sense. And I would say most of the time, riders will not pull out of your way and let you through if you're less than 1 second or over 1 second behind. So as you see, as it went under 1 second, it got down to 0.7 of a second. Gonzalez just jumped off the track and let Leclerc go. That's how I always did it. I've talked to a lot of people. They say that's usually how they do it too. If it's over a second, you usually don't concede the position. But the 27 of Wilcox just passed Kevin Gonzalez there as a little bit of a pick on the lap traffic maneuver. But the blue bar comes out when they are within 3 seconds of you. So Peter Lijk is going to be the next guy to get lapped, and he looks like he's probably about 5 seconds ahead of Leclerc. But you see that he did not have the blue bar. So just a little information. Ooh, and Pilsner ends up backwards there. And let's see, here comes Peter Lijk. Getting right into the mix here. Man, thank you, Eric. I appreciate the donation, but seriously, do not feel peer pressured to donate to me. Honestly, like, you've donated so much money at this point, like, you should have just bought a shirt, bro. But, no, seriously, thank you for the donations. I really appreciate that. Again, I want to remind everybody, by the way, because I keep seeing the donations, and not sure if anybody has bought a shirt, but if you go down to the description below, there is a link to our merchandise store. You can get some merchandise right there. See, these guys are dealing with Alexis Leclerc right behind them. Joseph Pilsner and Peter Lijk trying to get out of the way and kind of end up in each other's way as Leclerc comes through here. Uh-oh, Eric Thompson wrote a message that it deleted. That's not a good sign. There goes Leclerc working around Peter Lijk, so he's just kind of trying to weave his way through this pack back here. Look at this tight-knit battle, though. Ash Deering trying to get down the inside. That's a lapped rider, though, on the 143. But he is going to get Porch on the 47. Lap rider on the 143. Is that Benny Landry? I thought Benny Landry had a national number, though. You can see Leclerc is just like, what is going on? These dudes are just broing down in front of me. And he moves that guy out of the way on the 143. And eventually he's going to get around Porch here. And Deering. It is Benny Landry on the 143. Porch not quite out of the way, but Leclerc finally going to move through. And Leclerc back into a nice position away from a lot of lap traffic. That was probably the biggest test that he had to get through here. You can see that freight train of people behind him now. And he's got a huge lead on Jack Haley, 30 seconds and some change. 28 minutes into the moto, so creeping up here late in this one. He's probably got this thing pretty wrapped up. Shout out Tyler Fresky, though. He just says, donate or Kellen won't have enough for diapers. I mean, I appreciate the sentiment and love the donation for everything it's worth, but I think we'll be okay with diapers. But seriously, donations, you guys rock. Find ourselves a battle, huh? Good battle going on inside of the top 10 somewhere. No? Maybe? Not really? Well, here we go. Peter Lijk. Yeah, this is the same battle we were watching. Peter Lijk, Hunter Porch. I mean, it's just outside the top 10 here, this group, but I mean, they're going for it. So nobody, I think, all day long has lapped that far up. Like, everybody's hovered around lapping 20th or 19th spot. Alexis Leclerc has lapped past 11th. So only the top 10 are still on the lead lap, and Leclerc seems to have no quit in him in terms of passing people for this. Peter Lijk and Reed Young, a couple teammates. They're going to go bar to bar in the waves. Reed Young coming over. Gets the spot, though. And Peter, the suspension wizard, aka the locomotive, like, has to settle back in. Now around the outside, Peter trying to get back by him. Is this teammates? No, it's Panini Motorsports actually of Peter Like. Again, these teams just throwing me for a loop. I'm like, they're both in Alpine Star gear. Are they both in Bell helmets too? Or it looks like, I think Reed's actually in an A-Stars helmet. But the bikes don't look that different. The front ends definitely look the same. It's only at the back that it's a little bit different. So I apologize, Panini Motorsports, that I thought your man, Peter Like, was on integrity. Little battle brewing, perhaps, between teammates. Colton Mitchell has caught Walter Gebhardt for third. Or actually, I should say lost the spot to Gebhardt. Gebhardt just did a 2:02 and a 2:13 out of Mitchell, so he just lost the spot. Oh, down goes Gebhardt. And Mitchell still with that rut. Although that one I think was more just trying not to hit Gebhardt. Gets a little kick there. So Leitzel also goes through. Gebhardt gets up. He's still got a lot of time ahead of Adam Holm here. But Leitzel moves up to fourth. Logan Leitzel, really impressive stuff here today for the number 18. He has just been solid as a rock battling inside of the top 5 with these dudes. Colton Mitchell, probably not going to have a chance to get to Jack Haley. We're past the 30-minute mark, so Leclerc, I think, is getting the 2-lap board. Is he getting? No, oh, actually, you know what? I think he's getting the white flag here. He is. White flag waving for Leclerc. So he must have just barely missed the clock last time by, because he probably just put down a 2 flat at 2:01, and we're only 2.5 minutes past the 30-minute mark. So white flag out for Leclerc on his way to a very dominating Moto 2 win here. But as mentioned, not going to be good enough for the overall. And maybe, just maybe, he was not wearing the red plate today because he knew he wouldn't leave here with the red plates. I don't think that's why he did it, but still interesting nonetheless. As the defending champion, he did not rock the red plates. But he has been out front from pretty much the beginning of this moto and has made it look really easy. Jack Haley here in second is on his way to winning this overall with a 1-2 score. He'll have the red plates next week. But still, probably is going to be a little bit concerned that he started with Leclerc and was running with him at one point, and in the end, he'll end 45 seconds behind him. Not really ideal in a championship sense. But that's just Leclerc, man. Dude is gnarly. When he wants to win, he wins. Carrying so much speed. Does he give us some style? Nice little flick. Good job. Leclerc, easy peasy out front. Couple more turns to go, and he's on his way to this win. No problem. Well done for the Rockstar Husky. The defending champ finds his way to the top step here in Moto 2. Alexis Leclerc, final corner, wins Moto 2 of the Florida National. 58.8 for fast lap. Are you kidding me, dude? This guy is insane. It's only 5 dudes that are running 59s in qualifying, and he ran a 58.8 in the race. Unbelievable. But this is going to be the man, even if he loses a spot to Colton Mitchell. But I don't think he will. But if he did, he still would win the overall with a 1-3 score. So Haley sitting pretty here to have those red plates on next week. And again, like I mentioned in the first moto, just couldn't quite stamp a win in Supercross. And this is the last time I'll talk about it. But he comes outdoors and immediately finds the winner's circle. Impressive stuff, Haley, for rebounding from a rough season indoors to come through the final turn. And with 1-2 scores on the day, it's going to be Jack Daniels Racing, Jack Haley with the overall win here in Florida with a nice little half backflip to front flip cartwheel. Colton Mitchell comes across the line third. Walter Gebhardt looks like he's going to end up fourth in this one, and he will indeed do so. Podium's going to be kind of a mixed bag here. Logan Leitzel coming through. He's got fifth, pretty well locked up, and Adam Holm, incredibly, was the last guy on the lead lap. So that is insane. Race Carlin ended up a lap down in seventh. He was 38 seconds behind Holm when he eventually crossed the finish line. So kind of crazy there, but here comes Holm to finish this thing out in sixth. Seventh was Carlin, as mentioned. Eighth, Ohashi. Great motos for Ohashi to 15.8 for him. Armstrong ends up ninth. 10th for Chase Blakely. 11th was Hunter Porch. 12th for Peter Lyke. 13th was Reed Young. 14th to Thomas Wilcox. 15th, Eklund. 16th for Davis. 17th, Pilsner. 18th, Gonzalez. 19th, Copeland. And the final points paying position went to Kyle Carpenter. We will wait for cuts to officially see if anything changes. Looks like we are waiting on Hunter Root, who's finishing 28th in this moto, and Robert Wilson, who's just ahead of him. Not the way Hunter Root was hoping to start his season. Seemed like he was really into Supercross when I talked to him after the main event. One of the main events towards the end of the season, I was speaking to him, and he was really happy with the game and feeling comfortable in the game again and stuff like that. But coming outdoors this year, not looking too strong for him. And actually, I guess we're waiting for somebody else. Benny Landry still got to finish the race. Does a front flip over here. Looks like everybody else is done, though. A lot of disconnects in this one. Saw someone saying early in chat that Jeremy disconnected, and I didn't think it was Kohenauer, but it was, so not sure what happened there. Shout out Danger Zone 12. Says the podium is Jack Haley, Alexis Leclerc, and Colton Mitchell. Thank you for that. All right, top 20. Give us them cuts. There we go. And looks like Devin Davis lost a spot to Pilsner. That was 16th. And that was it. Leclerc confirmed winner. Haley confirmed overall winner today here in Florida. Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for us here on Start Your Systems for round number 1 of the 2020 Ride365.com National Championship. WW Ranch MX Park in Florida is done, and we're heading into round 2 next week. Really exciting times. So glad to be bringing you guys the action here tonight. A huge shout out to everybody in chat. You guys crushed it with the donations tonight. Sorry to everybody that's watching this back on the replay, because I feel like I talked a lot about the donations, but seriously, I'm really thankful for that. That was awesome. You guys rock. And big shout out, of course, all the sponsors that helped Race Factor Gaming get this series ran. All of the Race Factor Gaming crew themselves for putting everything on. They kill it. They have great, tracks, obviously, and the events themselves pretty awesome. So, yeah, big shout out all around. Great first round of Nationals, and I guess we'll see you guys for the GP on Monday. We'll want to miss that. The GP's next Monday will be the next GP, and next Wednesday will be the next round of Race Factor Gaming Nationals. I don't know if I'll be here, but if I'm not here, I'll be sure to, fill you guys in, let you know if I'm not going to be streaming it or if somebody's going to be streaming in my place. Hopefully we'll get something sorted, but regardless, again, super appreciate everybody stopping by, and we'll see you guys for the GP next Monday night.